proud members of the Podbelly Network.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Kim's already laughing at me. Welcome.
This is Kim and Kat.
Stay alive.
Maybe.
We're a horror movie comedy podcast, and
We're going to tell you the entirety of a movie, spoilers and all.
Kimberly Burns is going to tell me, Lauren Ketryn Porter Martin first, the tale of the movie.
Ketryn does like a thumbs up when we can like start speaking, basically. And it just like she was like looking at like something off camera. So then she just slowly and creepily had her like thumb come into screen. That's what I was laughing at.
Why did I do that? Like, it's Kim and I are having a weird
Everything
day.
feels
Neither
weird.
of us, well, I'll just speak for myself. I forgot how to set up our equipment. Just completely blanked on it. Kim and I are both very nervous.
I'm having a thing where I
right
keep getting
now. I don't
embarrassed
know.
on Zooms. Does anyone else have that? Like I'm a very pale Irish lass, so I tend to like my capillaries are very close to my what's that fucking quote?
Translucent
My
skin.
skin, I guess, something like that. It's a fucking quote
Close to the
from a movie.
surface?
But yeah, she's like, my
okay.
capillaries are very close to my skin or something like that. Very close to the surface. So yeah, I already get like a little red faced pretty easily, but like I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm watching my face, but I keep getting like flushed, embarrassed faced on Zoom calls whenever I speak.
I just had another thought about what it might be. The first time that it happened to you may have been something that actually embarrassed you, like, or made you feel nervous. Now it's happening almost like an anxiety response of like remembering what that was. So like, I bet now it's like not even something. It's like a Pavlovian
I need to go in
anxiety
and like change
response.
the story, I guess, in my subconscious. I'll work on this, you guys.
Yeah.
I since speaking of woo woo shit like that, since it's episode 111, and that means the goddesses and universes are with us. I pulled a card for us and everyone before we did, and I thought I'd read it to you. You're gonna love this one. I also love this one. Oh geez. Okay, so the goddess that we needed to hear from is Solace, and it is about bodies of water. I know you do. And it says, spend time near water, such as a lake, river, or the ocean, to recharge your batteries.
I love it. I will listen to you, Solace.
I'll read it. So, water's curative effects are well known and well documented. Since the human body is composed almost entirely of water, this makes sense. Water can wash away sadness, pain, and the ill effects of suffering. Engage in purification rituals involving water more often, and you'll experience an uplifting in your spirit and outlook. Water's magical properties are amplified when you infuse it with your prayers and intentions. Whether you soak in a sea salt bath or bathe in a freshwater spring, you are sure to see the difference the water will make. Says,
I love it. Let's cheers to that.
cheers. I'm drinking out of my KKSAM mug.
I'm drinking out of my queen mug.
Tits up.
China holes out.
So yeah, basically it says go for a meditative walk near water, take a vacation near water, swim, or take a sea salt bath to detox your energetic and physical body, or just drink more water.
I love that. I need to drink more water. Actually, that is what that card is telling me specifically, to drink more water. I'm also going to contact my friend who has a pool and say, I'm sorry, but the goddess is telling me to use your pool.
And I'm going to have to
what the
take
goddess
another
has
bubble
said.
bath like I do all the time.
All the time. Yeah. Thanks for pulling that card, Bernsey.
What's up?
I appreciate it. Shout out to the goddesses. I would also like to do a shout out to some more of our
yay.
patrons, everybody. So let's see. Who else do we have that supports us every month that we are absolutely so grateful to have on board? We have John Reyes, otherwise known as X-Cronex. We have Lisa DeEnno. We have our friends over at Twisted Philly. Go check out their podcast.
Lisa's from Philly too.
We have Josh Gross, Alex Death, Sarah Ballard, Mackenzie Parker, Cody Zurich, Melody Hollis, Isaac Thorne, Brad Munson, Andrew Neal, and Brett.
Yay!
Thank you
Thank you guys so fucking much. We really appreciate you. Speaking of Patreon, we've got a fun thing for all of our patrons. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So this is really exciting, and I've been working on it for a little bit, just hoping that it could all happen. So if you join our Patreon by October 31st, you will be entered into a drawing to win a very special, one-of-a-kind, literally handmade original Funko Pop doll of Kim and I. We are going to be immortalized into Funko Pop dolls. And this will be literally handmade by the artist that also created the Funko Pops for Dr. Sleep, for the director Mike Flanagan of Dr. Sleep. This particular artist
Can he do
made
Haunting of Hill House too? Wait, House? Who?
He did. Yep, he did Haunting of Hill House. He did Haunting of Hill House. He's working on Dr. Sleep now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, and he is making ours. So if you are currently a patron, thank you. Stick around. If you would like to become a patron, we have lots of really awesome stuff going on over there. Kim and I have been working really hard to make sure that we're like bringing you content that you want, especially in these dark times. We're trying to be a light.
Yeah.
And then you can be entered to win an original Funko Pop doll worth several $100s, many hundreds of dollars. So we're really excited to give that away and to promote this particular artist. I'll share some of his work on our social media. He can be found on Etsy at Blocker Art, All-Star Custom Figures. He also posts a little bit on Instagram and Twitter and things like that. So leading up to this, I'll be sharing if he has any progress photos of our particular dolls or if he's making other really cool dolls, things like that. I will be sure to share it. He's awesome. So we're super excited. So go join our Patreon.
And the way we're going to do it too. So, how we're going to pick it. We're going to do a spooky Halloween drawing. So midnight on Halloween. So basically midnight at November 1st, basically. So like the night of Halloween at midnight, we're going to pick the winner.
So when you wake up the next day, it will be November 1st. That's that
midnight. Yeah. We'll do a little, I don't know. We'll have to plan like a fun little witchy
seance type of situation.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for that. And anyone who's in Patreon, if you're already in there, you're definitely entered, but we are going to do it based on like the tier that you're in.
I have it pulled up. Do you want me to say?
Yeah, so like basically each tier going up will get an added entry.
Yeah. So if you sign up for our official Sammy tier, you'll be entered once. Jess Bradford's will be entered twice, Sally Hardesty's 3 times, Kirsty Cotton 4, Sarah Carter 5, Nancy Thompson 6, Sydney Prescott 7, and Lori Strode 8. So,
yay!
Yeah,
we're
stoked.
So yeah, oh my gosh, I'm really excited that this is happening.
Me too. I'm thinking, you know what we could do, Kim? You could come over and hang out maybe outside on Halloween night. And we can like light creepy candles and stuff and then draw it then.
Oh, I'm very excited to plan this.
Me too.
I'm excited this is happening. I'm equally excited and terrified / nervous of what our Funko Pops will look like.
Me too. It's gonna be.
Never had something like that of myself.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, like it's not like a caricature where they're like, "Here's the feature that you're most insecure about, and I'm going to draw it the biggest."
Mine's
like
just
Funko Pop.
Mine's just beet red.
Yeah. So luckily, Funko Pops all they have the basic look of them, and then so
Something else fun we're doing, another fun October thing is, since we had so much fun at Horrible Imaginings Film Festival doing a live show, we're going to do a fucking another one.
Hey.
So they do like mini, basically little festivals called Campfire Tales, like I think 4 times a year. And basically it's like a weekend of shorts. And so I think on Saturday, October 10th, we don't know what time yet.
Which is the day after my birthday, so you guys all have to come.
I was getting to that, bitch. Sorry. Saturday, October 10th. I don't know what time yet, but we're going to do another live virtual show. And Miguel who runs Horrible Imagining is like assigning us each what we're going to do. So we don't even know yet. And the other person won't know. So it won't be Tales from the Crypt. It's going to be something else like fun. So that'll be super fun. Also, it's going to be a motherfucking birthday bash for my best friend, all of our best friend, Lauren Ketryn Porter Martin the First. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, 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 pew. Ring.
I just love it.
There will be chainsaw sounds. There will be crying.
Oh my God.
There will hopefully be laughing.
That it's like I tear up every time.
Ketryn will cry. I will get beet red. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be.
We'll
so
share
fun.
more info. Actually, in the show notes, probably by the time this comes out on Wednesday, we'll probably know more.
Yeah.
And on our social medias,
we threw a lot of business
info
at you guys.
That was business.
Do you have a movie to tell me, or do you have non-business? Yeah.
Still talking to Philly cheesesteak. The other guy I was talking to that I was like said was definitely like serious quarantining actually was like, hey, I tried to do this COVID dating thing and like I can't do it. And I was like, fair. That's totally fine. Hear you.
I love that. And just so honest and straightforward.
Yeah. Which I totally respect. And I think I'm getting a car tomorrow.
So exciting. It's really
no, I'm definitely getting a car tomorrow. I'm getting a fucking car tomorrow, and it's going to work out perfectly, and I'm so excited.
I'm very excited for you. Before you tell me a movie, I'm curious. I meant to ask you this last time. Does Philly cheesesteak listen to the podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's never
interesting to me.
Talked about it.
It's fascinating because it's like if roles were reversed, like the first thing I would do is like binge the podcast of the person I'm like it would. Yeah. So it's just interesting to me that people.
Yeah. Some people don't care and some people are listening before they start speaking to me.
Yeah.
It goes both ways in that situation.
Do you have one that you prefer?
Really. I prefer them not to listen until they meet me.
Oh.
Because then they like get all this information about me in a way that I'm not choosing to share with them.
Yeah.
And then they can like, I don't know, maybe have ideas about me or something about who I am or whatever. And I don't know. Like I prefer to be like, I'm going to like let you know who I am as I'm ready.
Yeah.
And in the way that I want to.
Fascinating. Yeah. Okay, cool. Tell me a movie.
Okay.
And don't forget your Dead or Alives like I have been.
Oh, I got them. You don't know what it is, right? Mm-mm. I'm really excited to tell you this movie. I get really excited when I get really excited. I think because it's like a big one, I guess like a heavy hitter as we might say. Okay. And neither of us had actually watched it before. And so I'm like super jazzed. Okay. But first I want to ask you, Ketryn.
Yeah.
Do you want to play a game?
Sure.
Because this is Saw.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is actually a movie that I have wanted to watch through your eyeballs. Specifically,
I was like struggling to figure out what movie to do. Like, I was like, what do I feel like doing? Like, I just couldn't decide. I've even like watched a couple and like was like, I just don't want to do it right now for the pod. And then we had a weird thing where Ketryn put Spiral on her list, and I was like, oh, Spiral is like the next in the Saw series or whatever. I don't know. It's like in the family of Saw, and so I was like, we should probably do like a couple of the Saws before that. And then she's like, oh, I didn't know it had anything to do with Saw. And it's because she was talking about a completely different movie, which is the Spiral that just came out on Shudder, I think, right?
Yeah. But I like thought I was an idiot because I was just like, really? I feel like I would have known, but also I wouldn't put it past me to not have known. So I was just like,
we were just talking about completely different movies. But because of that, I was like, ooh, I'm going to do Saw. And then I got really excited. So
I can't wait. Let's saw me in half.
I have so much to talk about it. I definitely want to talk about the filmmaking stuff probably afterwards. But obviously this is directed by friend of the pod, James Wan.
Friend of the pod. Oh, yeah.
He's only one Kevin Bacon away.
Yeah.
And written by Leigh Whannell.
Oh, yeah.
And so obviously he wrote and directed Invisible Man, the most recent one. But they've also created like Insidious and like that whole thing. Like they've just like from here. Yeah. But this is kind of, I feel like, where it all started for them in terms of like bigger shit happening.
Putting them on the map.
But they both created the story together. It came out in 2004. I'm just going to say this to you, and this is what I want to discuss at the end. But like, it was also, they made it as a short film in like 2003.
Wow.
And then it became this.
Wow.
Yeah. And then like wrote the feature, and were going to produce the feature themselves. But people like loved it. Like they started shopping it around and people were like, hell yes.
That's fucking awesome.
I know. So
that's badass.
We'll discuss that, especially about acting.
Okay.
But first we'll do Dead or Alive.
Okay.
Adam.
No, Alive.
Dr. Lawrence Gordon.
Alive.
Detective David Tapp.
Alive.
Detective Stephen Singh.
Dead.
Mom/wife.
Kiss your bicep.
No. I mean, I've been working out. I don't know what to say. It just looks great.
I don't know what else you could have been doing other than kissing your sweet guns.
Burping.
Oh.
I was trying to silently burp. Thanks for calling me out, though. I'll just burp into the mic next time.
Guys, join our Patreon so you can see how Kim kisses her biceps while doing Dead or Alive.
I don't know what I look like.
You
does look like that. See, I'm getting a little red. Okay.
Yeah.
Mom/wife.
Dead.
Daughter.
Dead.
Zep.
Sorry? What?
Zep.
Zip, zap, zap. Dead.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening.
Zip, zap, zap. Theater games.
It's a theater game. Okay. So we start kind of with like seeing like a little blue blue light like kind of floating through water, like underwater. Okay. And it passes by like someone's like face with their eyes closed, like they're underwater.
Got it.
It looks like kind of like a keychain little light, like with a key attached basically to it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
It looked like that.
Like a little button of light.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And then it says Saw. And then the person wakes up underwater and like freaks out and is like, and like basically like their legs like pull out they're in a bathtub and their legs pull out like a tub stopper, one of those kind of old tub stoppers that has like a chain connected to it.
Yep.
They pull out the tub stopper, so the water starts going down, and they get out of the water, and he's like coughing and spitting and stuff, like, and we see like the little blue light floaty go down the drain. And he kind of like falls out of the tub. And when I say tub, I mean like the most disgusting, brown, dirtiest possible fucking tub that you can imagine. It's basically like in a wall. Like if the wall goes all the way across, it's like part of the wall. It's a poop tub. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So he like kind of like falls out, basically, you know, that thing, and then he's like, it's very dark. And he's like, help, someone like help me. And clearly like he can't see anything. Like he's like in like pitch black, basically. Because he's like straight up like reaching on that thing where you're like on the wall, kind of like, you know. What'd you say?
Where's the light switch?
Yes, exactly. 100% where's the light switch? And he's screaming for help and reaching around, and he's like, am I dead? And then
we all are, friends.
I know. We've been in purgatory for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then this calm voice, like out of nowhere, just says, you're not dead. And he's like, who's that? And the voice is just like, no point in yelling. And he's like, I already tried that. And our first guy's like, turn on the lights. And he's like freaking out. And the voice is like, doesn't know where they are. And then the voice is like, oh, I think I found something. And the lights turn on, and they're like bright as fuck and hurting their eyes because they were in like pitch black. Okay. And
do we see the second voice yet?
We see the second voice right now. And it is motherfucking Princess Bride himself, Cary
Elwes.
Elwes. Did I say Elwes?
Yeah, but also I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's Elwes, I guess. But also, as you wish.
As
I love you
wish. Say it however you wish.
Oh, okay.
I have to say, maybe it's the American accent. I don't know what, but his voice bothered me the entire movie.
Did it? Interesting. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to check that out. I mean,
he sounded weird.
He's also like so iconic that he's one of those actors where it's like, he had the role of a lifetime, but it also put him into a box that a lot of people have trouble getting him out of.
Yeah.
So,
but also like his voice felt unnatural, whether I knew what his voice is supposed to sound like or not. Maybe it's just like you're saying, you know what I mean? Like I'm having a hard time like computing it or whatever. Yeah. It just sounded, you know how some people just like, they're American. You don't even realize that they're not American because their American
like
accents
Matthew
are so
Reese?
good. Yeah. Fucking Dr. House. Like, some
Get
people like, I was just like, wait, what?
or like us when we do British accents.
Exactly. Like you can't even tell that we're actually American.
Totally.
So that's not Cary in this movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, so it's like his voice maybe goes deeper or something when he's doing it. Similar to us when we do our perfect British accents and get a little higher pitched.
Yeah, that's exactly.
So he's like, I'm an American. I don't know. It's just weird.
Pip, pip, cheerio.
Not like that deep. It's just, I don't know. Whatever. You can watch it.
Okay.
So now we see, basically, they're in the grossest bathroom of all time. It's very large. Like it has like 2 or 3 urinals in it, 1 toilet, and then this bathtub. I don't know what the fuck or where this bathtub was used for, but they're on opposite corners.
Okay.
It's all very old and gross and disgusting. And all of a sudden they both kind of like look towards the middle of the floor at the same thing. It's a dead body.
No.
And the brains are like blown out. Like, and it's just like laying in a pool of blood. And the blood is kind of like pooled out towards both of them, especially towards like Cary. Like he could like touch it basically.
Yeah. These are all things you don't want to wake up to.
No. Like, and like it's so far apart like that they are nowhere able to reach each other, and neither of them could reach the body.
Okay.
Either if they were to like side note, they're chained to pipes on the wall.
I ascertained that from what you were saying.
Yeah. So their bodies pooled in blood. In one hand is a gun that's close to Cary's side, and in the other hand is a little handheld like tape recorder.
In the body's hand.
In the body's hand, yeah. Okay. So he's like
little tape recorder.
Just imitated a dead body for Ketryn.
But
you know what it is.
But also not the part of the dead body I needed to see, which was his hands. Like I can only see her face.
It's because I did impersonate the hands, but they're off camera. The screen isn't big enough.
So she just closed her eyes and lay on her microphone. Is all I was able to see.
What the fuck is wrong with me? Look how red I am. Oh.
Okay.
So our first guy from the bathtub guy starts to like gag, like fuck. Yeah. So they both are chained to pipes in their own separate corner. They're like diagonal corners. And when I say chained, I mean like a comically large, that fake looking chains almost that people wear for Halloween, like that thick of a chain.
Like Jacob Marley shackles.
Yes. They each have a large shackle around one ankle that is then chained around a pipe. Like, bitch, you ain't getting out of these motherfucking chains.
Got it.
Situation. Okay. This is they're not playing around with their chains.
Straight up Jacob Marley for eternity.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They're like the Halloween costume that people get of like, I'm a jail person or something like that has like the ball and chain on it. That's like so
I'm a jail person. Yes.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah,
the black
I've
and white stripes.
At the Spirit Halloween store, when they're labeled, I am a jail person costume.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to be for Halloween. I'm a jail person. What are you? So that's them. Bathtub guy. So this has all just happened, basically. So he starts like pulling on the chains and screaming for help. Like, what the fuck is going on? Cary tells him to calm down, asks if he's hurt. And Bathtub is, and kind of asks like what his name is and stuff like that. And Bathtub is like, my name is very fucking confused. Like, how about you?
I don't know why you're giving me so much attitude. Fucking confused. I was just asking your name.
Yeah. And Cary says that he is Lawrence Gordon, Larry,
sure.
Cary, Larry, Cary. He's a doctor, and he just woke up here just like you, bro.
Right.
Fucking Bathtub still pulling at the chain, and Cary Larry asks if he recognizes the dead guy or if he remembers how he got here. No, like neither of them remember how they got there. Basically, Bathtub's like, I went to bed in my shithole apartment. I woke up in a actual shithole.
Oh, God.
Side note, Bathtub is Leigh Whannell.
Oh, no shit. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Is that how his last name is said? I don't know.
That's how I say it.
Whannell. Seems like, it looks like
Whannell. Yeah.
So Cary Larry says he was on his way home from work and doesn't remember anything else. Okay. And Bathtub is freaked out. He's like, that's the first dead body he's ever seen in real life. Bathtub starts like standing up and checking his own body. And he's like lifting his shirt. He's like, do you see any scars? Like basically assuming that they're like been kidnapped for like their kidneys. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cary Larry's like, no, if that happened, you'd be in fucking agony or you'd be dead.
Yeah.
And Bathtub's like, what are you, a surgeon? And Cary Larry's like, yeah.
God, that's my dream.
Mic drop.
For someone to be like, what are you, a doctor? And to be like, yeah, I am. I should become a doctor so I can say that.
Yeah. I agree. Do it.
That's the reason to become a doctor.
10 years from now, it's going to be awesome.
Oh,
yeah. So Cary Larry asks for his name again. So the other guy's Bathtub's name is Adam.
Okay.
And Cary Larry's like, let's start thinking about why we're here. Like, they could have killed us, so they must like want something from us, like, obviously, you know. And they do notice that there's a clock on the wall. It says 10:20. Okay. And also it's like brand fucking new looking compared to everything else in this place that's like disgustingly horrible. Poop shit. Yeah.
Okay. And it's a handy clock?
It's a handy clock.
Okay.
And Cary Larry's like, clearly they want us to know the time.
10:20.
So Cary Larry's closer to the door, so he tries to reach for that. It fucking like doesn't budge at all. Adam starts like kind of going through his pockets, and he finds like in his back pocket an envelope that was in a baggie so it wouldn't get wet that says Adam on it.
Okay.
He opens it up. What do you do? What does he do? We both open it.
Yeah.
He opens it, and inside is a little tape that's like a cassette tape that says "Play Me" on it.
And I believe that there is a recorder in the dead guy's hand.
You are ready today. You got your
and the
inside
only
this
reason
movie.
I know that is because Kim imitated the dead body so that I could see.
Correct. Yeah. I'm so glad I did that for you.
Me too.
So you could, I was just trying to help you out, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
So then Cary Larry checks his pockets. He finds an envelope. This is a total side note, but one of those things that we love of like psychology of why people do things differently. How people open envelopes.
Interesting.
But
yes.
Do you know how some people, like, I open an envelope from like the part that's like licked and put down? Like, I open that part up.
Me too.
Other people open that part completely across the top.
Yep.
And then other people rip the side off.
Eric's a side ripper, which I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
the first time I saw that.
Rip the letter that's inside?
Yeah. Well, yes, sometimes he does. So I'm just like, that method is out.
Yeah, that's what Cary Larry does. And I just found it interesting.
That's fascinating. Also, the way that people eat cereal and the way people brush their teeth. All different. Yeah. Nobody does it the same way.
Meaning cereal first or milk first?
And then also literally how they eat it. How they eat it from bowl to spoon to mouth is always different.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, tough conversations. You hear them here first. He's a side ripper.
Yep.
I mean, you know what? As you wish.
As you wish.
So inside his envelope is another tape that says "Play Me," a bullet, and a little key. So, of course, he goes and tries the lock on his chains, and it doesn't work.
Okay.
So he throws the key to Adam. They're still, like, wary of each other. Because, like, they don't know who the other one is or what the fuck is going on.
This is a high-stress situation, and they're going through it with a stranger. I get it.
Right. So, because, like, the even just the getting the fucking key to the other person took some time, but Adam gets it, doesn't work on his either. But then he sees the tape player in the dead guy's hand. He tries to reach it, he fucking can't. So Cary Larry's like, use your shirt. Lose your shirt and use your shirt.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Lose
what I
use
say.
It.
Because he's wearing like a white t-shirt and then like a button up on top of it kind of thing. So he takes the button up off, tries to like throw that at it. That doesn't work. So they're like, look for other things, you know. So he starts looking around. The fucking bathtub stopper with the little chain connected to it. He kind of wraps that around the shirt and then starts throwing that. Because the tape recorder has like a little loop-de-loop on the side of it, like a string or something. Mm-hmm. So he tries a bunch of time. He finally hooks it through the little thing and drags it over. And he plays Adam's tape. And we hear a sinister voice say, "Rise and shine, Adam. You're probably wondering where you are. I'll tell you where you might be. You might be in the room that you die in. Up until now, you simply sat in the shadows watching others live their lives. But what do voyeurs see when they look into the mirror? Now I see you as a strange mix of someone angry yet apathetic, but mostly just pathetic. So are you going to watch yourself die today, Adam, or do something about it?
You just threw a lot of information at me, bro. And I'm in a poop bathroom and in shock. So, wow.
Yeah. Adam doesn't get it. Then Larry asks to the player. They have a whole fucking bickering back and forth because he's like, I don't want to break the player, blah, blah, blah.
Well, yeah.
So Cary just throws the tape to Adam.
Okay.
And then we play Larry's message. Dr. Gordon, this is your wake-up call. Every day of your working life, you've given people the news that they're gonna die soon. Now, you will be the cause of death. Your aim in this game is to kill Adam. You have until 6 o'clock on the clock to do it. It's currently 10:35.
10:35. Okay.
There's a man in the room with you. When there's that much poison in your blood, the only thing left to do is shoot yourself. There are ways to win this hidden all around you. Just remember, X marks the spot for the treasure. If you don't kill Adam by 6, then Allison and Diana will die, Dr. Gordon, and I'll leave you in this room to rot. Let the game begin.
Oh, this is a bummer of a game. I don't want to play it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Also, I'm assuming that the cough directly into the microphone was part of the script.
That was by the sinister voice.
Great. I find it funny because little behind the scenes side note, Eric just told us, hey, if either of you like cough or clear your throat, like just give me a timestamp and I'll take that out. Cut to Kim coughing directly into the microphone.
I'm gonna have to timestamp that and be like, don't cut this cough out.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically now they're like, any idea who that is? He clearly knows us. Then basically Adam has now thrown the player to Larry, and he starts playing it kind of over and over again, like rewinding and stuff like that. And then at the very end, after let the game begin, it's kind of quiet. And then it says, follow your heart.
Oh, okay. Listen to your heart.
Listen to your heart. So they're like, what the fuck does that mean? And then they see on the poop toilet, written in poop, is a heart.
Do I have to go down the toilet?
Like on the back of the toilet.
Do I have to go down the poop toilet? I don't want to go down the poop toilet.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. Do you want to be Larry or Adam?
I'll be Larry.
Okay, no poop toilet for you.
Oh, cool.
Good job.
Thanks.
So the toilet's by Adam's side, and he can easily touch it. It's, again, the most disgusting toilet you can possibly imagine.
I can't even imagine. Reminds me of that escape room that we did for my birthday where, like, there was actually, like, were you at that one?
I wasn't.
We'll cut
but I was going to let you keep going.
No. Because I don't remember it well enough. You would have needed to, like, come in with details.
I've never done an escape room.
I know. I feel like you were working or something.
I'm always working every time our friends are doing them.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's a dream of mine to do an escape room.
Oh, I'll make one for you in my house.
Thank you. Or we could just be in this movie.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then like inside the toilet is just the most disgusting looking, I don't know, poop water sludge.
Oh, God. There's probably some vomit in there, too.
God only knows. So fucking Adam, like, reaches his hand in and is like, oh.
Good for you, buddy.
And Cary Larry's like, anything in there? And he's like, no solids. So nothing's fucking in there. And then Cary Larry's like, take off the lid, like the back part of it, the lid. And in there is like a black plastic bag inside. So
you just reached into the poop bar for no reason.
For no reason. When it's just like in the water part.
Cool.
So, yeah, he took out the lid and put that on the floor. And so he pulls out this black like plastic bag and just rips it open and looks inside, and he pulls out 2 hacksaws.
Okay.
I believe they're hacksaws, but now when I'm saying that word, it's
a saw, and then it's got like a little bridge over the top.
Yes, and you have it.
That's
it's like a hand. Yep, that's what they got. Mm-hmm. Question number 1: what do you do? What does Adam do?
I am going to try to hacksaw my shackles off for sure. I'm going to find like the weakest link part of it and try to saw that off. I mean, I'm going to slide the second hacksaw over to Cary Larry. And what does Adam do? I think same.
Point for him.
Okay.
It's a tough game for you this time. It's because what the fuck does anyone do in these situations?
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's no other, like, I have a hacksaw and I'm shackled to a wall.
Yeah. I was a little nervous about, like, scoring this whole game because I was just like, there's just certain things, like, I'm just like, spoiler alert, it doesn't work. Right. So, like, but you don't, like, immediately like die or anything, you know? So, like, it's like a long game where I was like, eh.
Okay.
But
I'll keep that in mind, and I'll try to answer in kind for myself. Like, I'll try to... Good to know.
Basically, there's things where I'm just like, there's literally nothing you could say where, like, not that you're going to die necessarily, but, like, it's just tough. It's just a tough one. Because I'm just like, well, you're not getting free.
Right.
By doing that. I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
So, anyway, he starts sawing. Like, immediately. Doesn't even pass the fucking thing to dude. Like, he's just like, and Cary Larry's like, bro, why don't you pass me one? So he throws that over. And then he puts the black plastic bag, like, in the bathtub. And so he's sawing. They're both sawing. And Adam's saw breaks.
Sure. Yeah.
Because he's, you know, got that I'm a jail person
chains. Yeah. They are not easily hacksawed.
So he's like fucking pissed, and he's like, fuck. And he like throws it against the wall, and there's a mirror at that part of the wall, and actually breaks a piece of the mirror. And like, so parts of like the mirror kind of like fall onto the ground kind of near him. Cary Larry is still sawing, and he slowly stops and has a realization. This is a bonus point. What does he realize, and what do you realize? Or no.
Yeah.
This is a bonus point. What does he realize?
What does he realize?
You don't need to realize anything. You either need to get it or not.
I realize nothing. What does Cary Larry realize? That is this maybe the point? No, because we already had the tapes. We already know that. Is it something like teamwork makes the dream work? Like we're going to have to work together or something? Is this all a fable, like for working together?
No.
No bonus point for me.
He realizes he doesn't want us to cut through our chains. He wants us to cut through our
feet.
Yes. Or leg, ankles, feet.
Yep.
All the same.
Got it. Okay.
And then he says, I think I may know who's done this to us.
Ooh.
Not personally, but like I know of him.
Prince Humperdink?
Game over. You win.
Solved it.
You win the whole thing.
Humperdink was the big
Goodbye.
the whole thing.
He says, last I heard, the police still hadn't caught him. I only know that because I was a suspect.
Sir?
So then we go into like basically a flashback.
Okay.
And we see our friend, Danny Glover.
Danny Glover, how are you?
Everyone's
Great to see you.
Favorite detective. And
Favorite
he's
detective.
also a detective here.
Yeah.
He's got 2 detective friends with him. And they are at a crime scene. This is also like a dark, dungeony, underground looking place. Mm-hmm. And the guy, it's a dead purse body guy. He basically, it looks like a fenced in area that has barbed wire like all throughout it. Like you'd be swimming through barbed wire.
Okay.
In there. And he's just caught midair in the barbed wire.
Oh, this is very 70.
Very 70. That's what Mac and I were talking about.
Yeah.
And I love 7. But he got pretty close to like the fence area. But it's like there's like flies around. It clearly smells like it's been a minute here. Yeah. So Detective Curly Hair, she says that it's like at least 3 weeks old. He's a 46-year-old male. He died of massive blood loss, basically.
Sure.
Like basically he tunneled through the razor wire and cut himself so deep that there was like traces of stomach acid on the floor.
Blorf? Mm-hmm. Blorfity, blorf. That's a bummer. I hate that.
Blorfity, blorf. Indeed.
Yeah.
And then they find a little tape player.
Okay.
And they play it.
And it says,
our friend's voice. He says, "Hello, Paul. You are a perfectly healthy, sane, middle-class male. Yet last month, you ran a straight razor across your wrists. Did you cut yourself because you truly wanted to die? Or did you just want some attention? Tonight, you'll show me. The irony is that if you want to die, you just have to stay where you are. But if you want to live, you have to cut yourself again. Find a path through the razor wire to the door, but hurry. At 3 o'clock, the door will lock, and then this room becomes your tomb. How much blood will you shed to stay alive?"
Wow. Listen, I haven't listened to the whole movie. I have a hot take, though. This fucking tape recorder guy sounds like a real asshole.
You think?
Yeah.
He's a real Prince Humperdink.
Yeah.
And then they do kind of like quick cuts of like the guy, like probably what happened basically of him, like, and it's like quick of him screaming and like trying to crawl through and and then back to the detective. She's like, the door was on a timer. He had 2 hours to try to get out.
Okay.
And Danny Glover looks at like his skin, and there's like a weird little like piece cut out of it in the shape of a jigsaw. Piece.
Okay.
Jigsaw piece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it.
A puzzle piece, if you will.
Puzzle piece, yeah. I don't really know what a jigsaw is, actually. Like a jigsaw puzzle?
I don't know. Now that I'm saying the word, it feels like meaningless.
Like what is it? Is a jigsaw puzzle like the puzzles that we do as opposed to like a puzzle that is like blocks intertwined? Do you know what I'm saying?
I think it is.
Okay. All right.
I'll postmortem it.
Great. Thank you.
Why did that word just become straight? You know, when you just say a word and then you're like I know what that is, but then you're like, what's the actual meaning of that?
But also, like, it happened to our brains at the same time. Both of us were like,
because it's because you like asked me, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
So Cary Larry's like back to him telling the story, and he's like, the newspapers started calling him the Jigsaw Killer. Technically, he's not a murderer. He just finds ways for his victims to kill themselves, though.
Shit.
And we see a bunch of crime scene photos, and now we're at another crime scene. And the tape player voice we're at the same detectives, and the tape player voice says, "Hello, Mark. If you're so sick, why do I have so many photos of you up and about?" And we see pictures of like this new dead guy kind of out and about in life. And he says, "Let's put your so-called illness to the test. Right now, there's a slow-acting poison in your veins. The antidote is inside the safe. The combination to the safe is written on the wall." And basically we see a guy who's naked and kind of like covered in slime with like a big safe next to him and a tiny little lit candle that's almost at the bottom. And then on the brick walls everywhere is numbers written everywhere.
Oh, fuck me. This is literally an escape room. This is Escape Room, the movie.
Yeah. Basically, Escape Room started because of this movie.
Yeah. God damn it. I'm really bad at puzzles. Jigsaw or other.
Well, better
Yeah.
get better quick.
Okay.
Because we're already in the game.
Okay.
And the voice is still talking, and he's like, "Hurry up and program it in, but watch yourself, or watch your step." And like there's broken glass all over the floor. "And by the way, that's a flammable substance smeared on your body, so I'd be careful with that candle. If I were you, or all the people you've burned with your act just might have their revenge." And now it's like quick shots again. There's a lot of like shots in this movie.
Yeah.
Of him like looking all around like at the wall with the candle and trying different numbers. And then at one point he catches on fire, and it's a crime scene photo of just like a burnt body.
Bummer. Ouch. God, if I get lit on fire, I hope I die immediately. Like, just immediately.
I know.
Just immediately.
Yeah, at least his whole body was covered in this thing, so he probably lit up real quick.
I hope so. And hopefully just like passed out from the pain, or like just went numb. Like just his nerves were like, no, tapping out, goodbye.
Yeah. Hope so.
Yeah.
So Curly Hair Detective says she found two things. So on the wall, there's a peephole that goes to like the outside pretty much. So clearly someone is watching. And she says something like, clearly he likes a front row seat to his bullshit. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And also this time he left his pen light. And so they have that for evidence, and they're like, get a rush on the prints. Cut to Cary Larry as a doctor in the hospital. They're in a patient's room, and he's kind of clearly like teaching students. So they're looking at an x-ray on the wall, like kind of surrounded this patient. And he is talking about how it started as colon cancer. The condition is declining. The patient had, and then some guy comes in and interrupts in the doorway. And the guy is like, his name is John. He's a very interesting person. Because he just keeps saying like the patient, you know. And Cary Larry's like, thank you, Zepp. As you can see, the orderlies here like form like strong bonds with the patients. And then Cary Larry starts to talk to them again. He's like, the patient had, and then he's paged, and he's like, okay. And then he leaves. So he goes to his office where detectives Danny Glover and Detective Singh, his partner, are waiting for him. And they're asking him where he was at between 11 p.m. and 1 a.m. last night. And Cary Larry actually kind of like evades the question, like doesn't really answer it. And they're kind of like, maybe it's better if we just take you down to the station, you know, and they're like, show him the pen light. And they're like, is this yours?
Okay.
Cut to him down at the station talking to his lawyer in a room. And he's like, I have no idea how the pen light was at the murder scene. And so the lawyer's like, okay, but like, what were you doing last night? And he's like, I was seeing someone. And he's like, who? And he's like, I was visiting someone who wasn't a patient. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
And so basically the lawyer advises him to be honest about his alibi because like you need to do it now or they're not going to believe you.
Right.
Later.
Yeah.
You know? So back to shithole bathroom. Cary Larry is like, that was 5 months ago.
Okay.
Back to the station. He's kind of waiting in a room. Detective Singh comes in and he says that the alibi actually holds up. Mm-hmm. But they want him to stick around to hear the testimony of a victim who escaped. She's the only one who made it. So he's like been in one room, and then in the other room, which he can see, Danny Glover and this chick Amanda come and sit in the room. And so Cary Larry watches. And Amanda looks unwell, fucked up, mentally.
Right.
But she does have like some like marks around her like lips as well too.
Like cuts or
like
scars?
cutsy. Yeah. Like red. It's like red and like a little cut. So she says she woke up and all she could taste was blood and metal. And so now we're like watching this as she describes it. So she wakes up and she's wearing like, I can only describe it as like somewhat looks like the old timey going underwater things that are like metal, but it doesn't cover all the way. It's just like that kind of material, but it's like a big covered thing along her mouth, like, and it has like teeth on it that are like clicked together kind of right along her mouth. And then it's like just metal surrounding her thing, but it's just like old and terrifying looking.
Yeah. Looks like a torture device.
Torture device.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like it. I'm not here for it.
On her head. So that's how she woke up. And so she's also tied to a chair or like taped to a chair or something. So she's like struggling. And then a TV in the room turns on. It's fucking like Jigsaw, the character Jigsaw. You know who that is, right?
With the little rosy
like
rosy cheeks.
Puppet guy, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not rosy cheeks, red spirals. He doesn't have like rosy cheeks.
He's like Santa's cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's him.
Okay.
And he says, "Hello, Amanda. You don't know me, but I know you. I want to play a game. Here's what happens if you lose. The device you're wearing is hooked into your upper and lower jaws.
Nope.
When the timer on the back goes off, your mouth will be permanently ripped open.
No.
Like a reverse bear trap."
Nope. I am politely declining. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want this on me.
Here.
Please remove.
I'll show you. And
No.
so then on the video, he put it on like a kind of mannequin head or something. And it like doesn't just rip your jaw open, like the whole head just exploded pretty much.
Yeah.
It was just like
hard pass. Yeah. Hard pass from me.
There's only one key to open the device. It's in the stomach of your dead cellmate. You better hurry up. Live or die, make your choice.
Live or die.
Live her alone.
I have no problem reaching into this dead person's stomach. Like literally no problem.
So then it's like fast shots and rock music of like her struggling. She finally gets like free from the chair, but as she gets free, it like pulls the thing, and so the timer starts on the helmet, basically.
Buckles.
And it's like tick, 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 tick. It's like the 60 minutes clock.
Oh, that would really bum you out. Like on top of being tortured, then there's a tick. Oh my God. Can we be like, nope, just rip my head off.
Rip my head off. I can't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But just like that on top of everything, you're just like that sound makes everything so much more like.
It really does.
Like.
Yeah. It's like the categories timer.
Oh my God. Yes.
Stressful. It's like that stressful. It sounds like this scenario in the movie is like almost as stressful as
this categories game. It's almost.
Yeah.
And so she reaches around and finds that there's like a padlock basically like on the back of the helmet. And so now it's like fast shots, jumpiness again. back to kind of like Amanda telling the story, and like she's like, and then I saw the body. So now we see like there's a dead body on the ground in her room. She like kneels over it and she lifts up the shirt to their stomach, and there's like a big question mark written on the stomach. It's like a dead guy. And she's like, and there was a knife. So she's all like sobbing and shaking, and it's like tick, 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 tick. And she picks up, kind of looks like a scalpel, and then the body starts to wake up.
So now she's committing murder, and so she'll be dead inside.
Question 2.
May not have her head ripped off right now, but her heart will be ripped from her chest.
What do you do and what does she do?
Oh, I'm doing it. I have no problem. Humans are garbage. It's fine. Now, if it was a dog, I just have my head ripped open.
Interesting. Well, we all know how to torture Ketryn.
Yep. Okay, she does it because she's alive. And I'm doing it.
Fucking dig in, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
If you want to stay alive.
So little. I genuinely wish I had like more of an issue with it, but I don't.
Yeah, no, I was like, stab that motherfucker.
Yeah. I'm trying to stay alive. Am I not?
So the body starts to wake up, and she like lifts the scalpel and is like, stab, 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 like a bunch. And then back to Detective Singh is telling Cary Larry he'd actually been injected with an opiate overdose, so he couldn't like move or probably feel much, but he was alive.
Cool.
And now back to Amanda like digging through the intestines and like all bloody as fuck, and she finds a key. And then honestly, the hardest part, when you're like that stressed and you're shaking and you're covered in blood, and it's like getting the fucking key in that fucking, it's like tick 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 tick, like it's like fucking hooking your bra straps behind you, which I can't do.
100.
That's why I do it in the front,
which is insane, but it's fine.
It's because I can't do it. So anyway, she struggles to get the key in, and finally she unlocks it and throws it on the ground. And like as soon as she throws it on the ground, like it goes off. Like she was like 2 seconds away from it happening.
God.
And then she just cries, obviously.
I mean, yeah. I'm scream crying in my heart.
But then a little shadow from like behind a like wherever the fuck warehousey dirty place she is starts to kind of come around the corner a little bit. And it's motherfucking Jigsaw puppet on a tricycle.
No.
A large tricycle.
No. Come on, guy.
He's not like a tiny puppet. He's like...
No. A human-sized puppet.
But a small human. Yeah.
A small human-sized puppet. Yeah.
And he says, "Congratulations. You're still alive. Most people are so ungrateful to be alive, but not you. Not anymore."
Okay. Is he... what?
Back to the station. Turns out Amanda is a drug addict. And Danny Glover asks, like, "Do you think that's why he picked you?" And she kind of like shakes her head. And he says, "Are you grateful?" And she's like, he helped me.
Yeah. You know how, like, as an actor, even if you're the villain or the antagonist of a story, like, you yourself can't play it like the villain. Like, everybody is the protagonist of their own story.
Yeah.
So is Jigsaw, like, from his perspective, like a philanthropist, like a humanitarian?
It's making people fucking grateful to be alive.
Wow. Mind blown. By a reverse bear trap, because I couldn't get the key in.
Because of the fucking categories timer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's like, "He helped me." And then Danny Glover does like a little glare over to Cary Larry with like all the feelings in the world, where he's just
right.
Like he definitely thinks Cary Larry did it.
Yeah.
Back to shithole. Adam is asking how basically he's like, how am I supposed to know that any of this is true? Like, it, for all I know, it could be fucking you, dude.
Right. I mean, I'm with him.
And Cary Elwes like, I mean, I'm in the exact same situation.
Yeah.
Dude. But Adam's like, wrong, because you've got info and you know who did this. And then he's like fucking pissed. Like, he's just, you know, he's in a tough situation.
Yeah, he's not, he doesn't have all of his emotional wits about him.
His emotions are running high. So he's all fucking pissed. And he like grabs that little, like a piece of like triangle mirror that had fallen on the floor. And he like picks it up and he's like, tell me the truth. Or he's like, I'm going to cut you. And then all of a sudden he stops and he looks at the mirror piece. It's a two-way mirror.
No, so someone is watching.
Someone is watching you.
Is it my guardian angel?
Question 3. What do you do? What does he do?
Okay, well, I have a quick question. Are they now somehow closer to each other? Because you said he like threatened him with glass, but it's like seems like a pretty empty threat.
I don't know. I guess maybe he'd throw it at him. I have no idea.
Okay. I just want to make sure I hadn't missed.
No. They're definitely opposite sides of this room and nowhere close to touching.
Okay.
With a dead body and pool of blood separating them.
Okay, so the mirror, the two-way mirror,
is on the wall.
Here's what I'm going to ask. My understanding of a two-way mirror is that if you break it, you can see through to the other side. Is that not accurate?
That would be accurate.
Okay, so like basically there's now a hole in the wall. Because a two-way mirror is just a window. So
it's
now
a window, but for
broken.
them it's a mirror.
Right. But it's like
But it's like only like the little bottom tiny corner broke off. So
Okay.
it's basically still a full mirror.
Okay.
Like across neither of them can touch it.
Okay.
It's under the clock.
And I threw my broken hacksaw away from me. Yes?
Yes, but you are in like a shithole, so like
There's things to throw.
there's shitholes, pieces of shit around.
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. Adam is going to grab something to break the window more, like to see what's on the other side of it. I am. I'm gonna meditate. Wait it out. Just see what other information I can get. Just get my wits about me. And see what other information I can gather. Since you already told me I'm not getting out of here, I may as well be zen about it. If I'm trying to stay alive. I just broke.
Well, it's not that you're not necessarily getting out.
I am going to meditate right now. I feel like I need to have my wits about me and kind of assess the situation.
I'm just going to give a point for him. I don't know what meditating will do, but like you will gain information by
breaking the
window mirror.
Okay, this wasn't the question to get cute. I was just trying to get cute because of your response to the last question. All right, I'm just gaining information. I myself am gaining information about gaining information in this movie. It's a very meta situation I'm in right now.
Yeah. There's no, I'm not going to say whether or not you can get out or not. Cause
Okay.
Maybe you do, maybe you don't.
Okay.
Maybe you live, maybe you don't.
Maybe I do. What is this voice
We'll have
I'm
to
doing?
find out. I don't know. But I do think the more information, the better for sure.
Okay.
So he throws shit at the mirror to break it. There's basically a hole in the wall with like some plexiglass covering it, and there's a camera there.
Sure.
So they're being filmed.
Yeah.
And now we see through the monitor of them, of the camera watching them. So now we're looking like through the monitor, and we hear just like a voice of a guy being like, I can see you, and like some like leather gloved hand like waves kind of at them like a douche.
Sure.
And they're all kind of looking at the camera, and he's like, don't look at me, I can't help you.
Something
Fuck
tells me you
off.
can.
So of course Adam didn't meditate, and he starts flipping out and yelling at the camera and throwing more shit, trying to break like the plexiglass pretty much. And Cary Larry's like, dude, that's not gonna fucking help. Like clearly everything has been thought out.
Yeah.
Cary Larry's like, he told us to find an X. Also, it's 12:05.
Okay. 12:05. Okay, so it's been all right. Got it.
And basically, Adam's like, how can you be so calm? Like, aren't you thinking about your wife and kids? Like, da, 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 da. And Cary Larry's like, I am.
Yeah, I meditated, so I'm not like losing my shit all over the poop place.
Yeah. And he's like, I'm thinking about the last thing that I said to my daughter. And then we do a little fade into a little daughter asleep in bed.
Oh.
I'm going to say she's 5 to 10.
Sure.
And we hear some little kind of like twinkling sounds a little bit. And she wakes up and she kind of just like sits up and like stares at the wall ? Or like into darkness. And she's just like, and there's kind of one of those, what's the thing you put over a crib? Mobiles kind of just like hanging on the side there that I think is making the twinkling sound, and that's moving a little bit. But she's just like appears to be staring into like the dark corner.
Okay, what a little creepy crap bag.
And then she like just slowly like stares and walks into the parents' room and like stands in front of her mom's sleeping and just stares at her. Just
no,
the most terrifying thing.
I hate that. Why are you doing that? Also, you just said stares at her mom who is asleeping.
I know. I'm aware.
Shh, I'm asleeping.
And so the mom wakes from her sleeping and she's like, the little girl's like, Mommy, there's a man in my room.
No.
And Mom's like, are you sure it's not just happening in your imagination? And
yes, bitch, there's a man in my room.
The 5 to 10-year-old does not say that. She says, he talked to me.
No.
And she's like, I want Daddy to get the scary man. So they go to the study or whatever, and Cary Larry is there like on the computer, like furiously typing. And she's like, Mom is like, come help your scared daughter. And he's like, hold on, I need to finish this part. Like, and like keeps typing.
Right.
And so they kind of start to go on their own. And he's like, okay, I'm done. And then so he goes in and like puts the daughter to bed, like the lights on. And he does like a little like, who the piggy went to the market thing,
Yeah. He sent the pigs to the market. I got it.
And then his pager beeps.
Shoot.
Because he has to go to fucking work. So he kisses her. And she's like, you're not going to leave us, Daddy, are you?
Oh, no.
And he's like, no, sweetheart. I would never do that. Like, who gave you that idea? And she's like, no one.
The man. Oh, shit.
And he's like, I love you very much. And they say, I love you. And he's like, good night. And he like is starting to leave. And he turns and is like, tomorrow I'll read you your favorite story.
Oh.
And he turns off the light and goes. Cut to mom, wife, and Cary Larry out like in the living room or whatever, like arguing. Clearly things aren't great between them because she's like, I'd rather like have you tell me you're unhappy. Like at least there'd be passion in that, like something, like you're just floating through life, like pretending to be happy. And he's like, I am happy. Ketryn just hit herself in the face with a
Theracane. That's the kind of stuff you can see over on our Patreon. Me hitting myself in the face.
Me imitating a dead person and Ketryn hitting herself in the face. It's great stuff.
Yep.
But also a Funko Pop. So
right, yeah.
So they're fighting. The daughter can hear. Back to poop room. The clock now says 1:07.
Is that a funny time for you?
I wrote 1 dash dot 107. 1107.
1107. Okay.
It's 107. Cary Larry is like, do you want to see her? And he like throws his wallet to Adam so like he can see pictures of his daughter. And kind of like they talk about her and like, you know, like he asks if they want more kids. He's like, I don't know. We talk about it, but we're both so busy. Da 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 da. And he asks for like a picture like of his wife, you know, and Cary Larry says there's one folded behind the one you're looking at. Like that's my favorite because like all three of us are actually in it together. And so Adam pulls out a photo and it's a Polaroid and it has the mom and daughter tied up.
No.
And written on it in marker says regards, and it's a little jigsaw puzzle piece. And on the back, so only he's seeing this because he's like holding the wallet, you know? And on the back it says X marks the spot. Sometimes you see more with your eyes shut.
Okay.
Question number 4. What do you do? What does he do?
Adam?
Adam.
I feel like I'm in a fucking escape room by myself.
You are.
I am.
You're in your own
X
jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah. X marks the spot. Sometimes you see more with your eyes closed. Right? We are both going to turn the light off and hope that something glows and that thing is an X and it gives us more information.
I'll give a point for you.
Okay.
He is just like, oh, the picture's not here. And he like throws the wallet back to Cary Larry and keeps the Polaroid.
That's so fucking weird. Well, I guess because he's yep. I see. Wow. Okay. I'm back. Yep.
Because you remember what the tape said to Dr. Larry.
To
Cary.
kill Adam. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
We go back to, the argument, I guess, between Cary Larry and his wife. And basically Cary Larry's like, okay, we'll talk later. He like goes to like kiss her goodbye and she does the old
face turn.
Oof.
The old face turn.
And so he leaves for work. Back to the daughter's room.
Nothing
She's
says
in
kindly
bed.
go fuck yourself like turning your cheek to someone.
Kindly go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Happened on Love Island the other day, and I was like,
Yep.
oh. She's like, I'm wearing red lipstick. And I was like, that ain't why you're not kissing him.
No, I pulled it out of my back pocket once or twice.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, back to the daughter's room. She's laying in bed, and the closet door, it's like 2 doors that open, kind of. So one of them creaks open a crack. And so she like slowly sits up and like turns to look at the closet, and we hear a little whisper, "Good night, little girl."
No,
And there's an eyeball that you can see through the little crack in the closet.
No, thank you. I turn my cheek to you, sir. I turn my cheek to you.
And then the doors bust open. She screams. Mom starts to run in. And as mom opens the door to the daughter's room, there's just a person that has a sheet covering them standing above the daughter's bed and grabs the daughter.
No.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Cut to mom and daughter tied up. They are like at the bottom corner of the parents' bed. And so like they're both tied up and then like tied to like the little wood piece of the bed. And then have like a bandana or something like in their mouth.
Okay.
The girl in this, the little girl, was like, I thought a great actress because she was breaking my heart.
Oh.
Because she just kept being like, oh
my God.
Like, she was a great crier. It was really great. Because she like, I don't know. I was just like,
yeah.
Bravo, God. 5 to 10-year-old.
Can you imagine having to like I don't even want to get into it. Yeah.
And then we see like a guy dressed all in black, but we can't see his face, with like black gloves on, comes up to them and like has a stethoscope and listens to the daughter's heartbeat as she's like crying and they're both freaked the fuck out. And then he takes a gun and points it at the mom and listens to her heartbeat as it like gets faster and faster.
What a fucking psycho. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Wow.
So obviously they're freaking out, and then the guy like gives because they hate stethoscopes. They're like terrified of stethoscopes. Have you not heard of stethophobia?
I haven't.
And so he gives like the little girl her teddy bear or something. And at that moment, the guy who was just doing all this to them, the curtains are closed in the bedroom window, and he like peeks his head out the window. And now we see through another like monitor, like a camera, like recording the outside of that window and the head peek out.
What the fuck is going on?
And I will say that it looked like Zepp, the orderly guy. Remember the guy that was like, he's
like he has a name,
his
and
name
a
is
person.
John. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And we have just like, so we're looking at the like a camera recording of that, and we hear a voiceover being like, "Oh, I see you. Does Dr. Lawrence know you're at his house, like with his wife while he's gone?" And the voice is our friend Danny Glover. So I think that
what?
And then we see him kind of in like an apartment basically across the street, but kind of just like an empty, dingy room that has like pictures all over the wall and newspaper clippings. So he's kind of like doing surveillance.
So like a stakeout place.
Yes, of Dr. Lawrence.
Okay.
And then it's like a bunch of fast shots of different things again, of like the murders and stuff like that. And so he sits on the couch and like the TV in front of him is like the camera pointing out there. So he's like just watching. And Danny Glover's like, "I never should have let you go." So cut to another flashback of Danny Glover dropping Cary Larry off at his home from when he was just at the station. And Cary Larry's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry I couldn't help, you know, da da da." And Danny Glover's like, "You know, we arrested a dentist last week. Played a little too much with kids. And he lived like right around here, just 2 blocks away or something like that." And he's like, "The sewer lines run under this neighborhood too, doctor."
Okay.
Basically being like, just because you're a fucking white collar doctor doesn't mean like you're
untouchable.
That you're, or that like you don't do things wrong, or this couldn't be you.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
And don't think that I don't fucking know that.
Right.
So back to Jigsaw on TV. I don't know when the fuck that is. Oh, okay. Jigsaw's. So now Danny Glover's at the police station, and he is watching that video that played for Amanda of like Jigsaw talking to her.
Okay.
Being like, "I'm going to fucking bear claw your face.
Bear claw your face off." Okay.
And he keeps rewinding it and watching it and rewinding it and watching it, like that whole thing. And so his partner, Detective Singh, comes in, and they're going to like go get some beers with some of the other guys. And Danny Glover's like not even fucking getting involved, you know?
Yeah.
And Singh's like, "Buddy, come on." Like, like too much a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And so he starts to leave. And then Danny's like, "Wait." And so he sees something like in the back of like one of the little parts, there's some graffiti on the wall, and it looks like part of like K2 or something like that. And so there's like a K2K gang
Oh, okay.
And apparently their territory only is about like 4 blocks long or something like that. Or something like that.
Interesting.
Or 4-block area. And then he's like, also listen to this. And so like in the background at one part too, there's like an alarm bell ringing, like a fire alarm kind of thing. And so they're like, we need to check the records for like all the fire emergencies like in that area in the past however many weeks.
This guy is a fucking detective.
Motherfucking detective work.
Like, he is detectivizing all over this joint.
He's no ick age.
No. He asks a follow-up question. Am I right?
And then he follows up and follows up and follows up.
Yeah.
So, basically they find where it was. And it's an old mannequin factory, of course. So...
I hate that.
Oh, yeah, because you know what's in an old mannequin factory?
Old mannequins.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Yeah.
So here's our friend Danny Glover's downfall, though. Basically, Detective Singh is like, do you think we have enough for a warrant, though? And like, he's kind of like, who says we need a warrant?
We need warrants. We need warrants.
Hi, we need warrants.
We need warrants.
Don't go into places without warrants.
Yeah. Defund the police.
Please.
I said it. Sorry.
Defund
bye.
the police.
Sorry, not sorry.
Prosecute the cops who killed Breonna Taylor.
Yep.
So it's nighttime and they pull up to a warehouse and break in. And it looks like as if, I guess, the place had been left like it was working and then it wasn't. And so there's still tables everywhere and stuff like that, but it's like old and dingy and shitty. And
but
of
someone
course,
had to flee their
old
mannequins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they go upstairs. They both have guns drawn. There's like, I think Danny Glover has a gun and fucking Detective Singh is a motherfucking like shotgun looking thing. Mm-hmm. And so now they see on a wall the fucking tag.
K2K.
And so they go to another area that's kind of like through like an open fence door. And there's a couple little things that are covered in like red, almost velvet looking blankets.
Okay.
So they uncover one and it's a fucking shoebox scene of what we know to be Adam and Cary Larry in the shitty bathroom.
So, shoebox scene. Wait, what? Oh, like what we had to make like dioramas?
Yes.
In a shoebox?
Yes.
In elementary school?
Yes. With like little puppets of like each of the guys and the dead body in the middle.
Wow. Well, I guess we have to extend Jigsaw an invitation to our Plaster of Paris night.
I guess so.
He can teach us how to do dioramas.
He's just going to do dioramas. He's going to bring tons of gratitude for being alive.
Great. Oh my God. You're invited.
He's going to fit right in. Okay. Not going to lie.
Cool.
And they're like, what the fuck is this? Because they don't know. And then they pull off the next one and motherfucking Jigsaw is there. Just sitting on a table.
Just sitting on a table.
Yeah.
Mannequin Jigsaw or
Jigsaw?
fleshy?
Jigsaw himself is a puppet.
Really?
He is not a man.
Mind blown. Mind bear trapped. Okay. I thought Jigsaw was a man in a mask.
I'm not going to lie. I thought he was too.
But he is a puppet.
When I said that he was a puppet rolling in on a tricycle, he was.
I thought you were just sort of like describing that he sort of had mannerisms of a puppet.
No. Like he's I think puppet's the right word. Like he's a not live man. He doesn't have Pinocchio arms or anything. I don't know. He's wearing a suit. It's always hard to tell.
Right,
but like
right.
he does have the jaw of Pinocchio.
The ventriloquist dummy jaw.
So
puppet.
he's a dummy or a puppet or a something.
Well, this is illuminating.
Yeah.
So there's a Pinocchio sitting on the table. Okay.
Yes. And next to him is a little fucking the creepiest Miss Piggy mask ever. I don't know, like just some weird pig mask with long black straggly hair chilling next to him.
Wow. Okay.
And I was like, ah.
Yeah.
And then they hear a noise. So they pull off the other red blanket, and it's a fucking guy, living man, with tape on his mouth. One of the fucking
bear trap contraptions.
Not bear trap. Shackle, the biggest shackle you've ever seen around his neck. Stuck on like some big wooden chair, and on the sides of the chair that go up by his house are two like drills pointing at his fucking head.
That go up by his house? His head. That go up by his head.
Did I say house?
You did, but I got there. Okay.
His head.
So, yeah, his head. And, okay. And so.
That's where your house
And then there's
is.
drills going.
Where you house your brain.
Where you house your brain. Your brain house.
Your brain house.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's drills pointing at his brain house.
Got it.
And then they hear that someone's coming up the steps. I was going to ask, what do you do? What do they do here? But like, sometimes it's hard to decide on things. But Danny Glover decides, basically, he's like, we don't know what the guy looks like. Like, why don't we see what he's going to do first? Because Detective Singh is like, fucking guns drawn, ready to be like, what's up, bro?
Right. Like, also, they don't have warrants, but also it doesn't matter. So
yeah. And so, yeah, defend the police. And so they cover everything back up and go and hide.
Okay. I don't hate this idea.
So then this motherfucking douchebag wearing a hooded cape sort of thing. That's like, you know, shiny black and red on the inside.
Right.
Like a total scrotum.
Right.
He comes in. So we can't ever see his face because he's hooded in his douche cape.
Yeah. In his scrot cape.
Yeah. And so he goes up and uncovers the guy that's stuck to the chair. And the guy's all like,
that poor fucking guy getting covered back up again.
Can you imagine?
No.
And Douche Cape is like, oh, you're awake already? Well, I've given you a life of purpose. You're a test subject for something greater than yourself.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Freeze, hands up. Da-da-da-da. So the cops come out with their guns drawn and they tell him to put his hands in the air. And he slowly does, but then he steps on a button on the ground.
Shoot.
And that button turns the drills on.
I forgot about the drills. The drills directly into my brain house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my brain house.
And he says, in 20 seconds, the life of this man will be ended. And the detectives are now like just yelling, like, turn it off, like, what are you doing? You know? And so Detective Singh like jumps up to like the chair and starts looking at it. Danny Glover has the shotgun now. So basically Detective Singh is trying to like figure out how to save his brain house. And Danny Glover's just holding the shotgun on Douche Cape.
Yeah.
But like they're not, Danny Glover and Douche Cape aren't like near each other. Or like he's not in like touching distance.
Yeah.
And Douche Cape's like, one key will unlock it. And Detective Singh finds like the biggest key ring in all time with all of the keys in the world on it.
Right. Yep.
And he's like, which one? Like trying to fucking undo the thing. And Douche Cape's like, what's more important to you? Arresting me or the life of another human being?
You fucking asshole. You fucking asshole. Okay. All right.
So I guess Douche Cape has now come down to like where Danny Glover is. And so Danny like kind of like jerks him down like onto his knees. And Singh is still like trying every fucking key. And they're like, you're a sick motherfucker or whatever, you know. And Douche Cape is like, yes, I am sick. Sick from disease eating away at me inside. Sick of people who don't appreciate their blessings. Sick of those who scoff at the suffering of others.
I I'm going to go ahead and say this guy needs some therapy.
You think?
Yeah.
Finally, Detective Singh just shoots the motherfucking machine and stops the drill.
That's what I was going to do. Yeah.
And Douche Cape's like, I'm sick of it all. And basically at the moment of Detective Singh shooting the thing, Danny Glover looks up to like see what happened. And in that moment, Douche Cape has a knife that like shoots out from his wrist.
Oh, no.
A surprise knife.
Yeah.
And he stands up and slits Danny Glover's throat. And runs.
DG is gone?
And runs.
DG? I didn't know you were going to die in this.
And so then Singh shoots at him, but like misses and runs to Danny Glover, who's like still alive, like, but he's like that kind of thing. The gurgles. Alive. He's got the gurgles.
He's got the gurgles.
Question number 5. You're Detective Singh. What do you do? What does he do?
The machine is no longer a concern.
That guy's good. His brain house has been saved.
Yeah.
But it's like your partner is sliced and Douche Cape has started to run away.
I'm going to let Douche Cape run away because I didn't have a warrant. So my arrest of him wouldn't be good anyway. And I need to save my partner. So I'm going to go into life-saving mode for Danny Glover and let Jigsaw get away. Danny's a really good detective. I need him. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do that. I think Singh does the same thing.
Point for you.
Wow, he doesn't.
He takes the shotgun and chases Douche Cape, which seems to be kind of what Danny Glover wants to. From his gurgling.
Yeah.
So he goes down the stairs and then they're running through like pipe hallways or whatever, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But Danny Glover is still like kind of like starts to crawl to the stairs. Like he's still trucking along.
Yeah.
And at one point, Singh at the bottom of a stairwell, like turns to look down the hallway and he sees Douche Cape like kind of down the other end running away, like the back of him. And he's like, freeze or I'll shoot. And Douche Cape keeps running. So Singh shoots him and he falls dead.
Oh, okay. Great. Movie over. Cool.
Fade to black.
Great.
So Singh now starts to walk down the hallway, like towards where Douche Cape's body is. And at one point he's like walking through some like cobwebs and there's a tripwire there.
God damn it. Okay.
And now we see above him is like a bunch of fucking guns pointed down.
Okay. So he sees the tripwire.
So at this moment, he hits the wire and sees it as he hit it. So he looks up right at that moment. Bam! Blood everywhere.
Shit. Goodbye, Singh.
So now Danny Glover has been like stumbling down the stairs. And as Singh's body falls to the ground, Douche Cape gets up.
Okay.
And walks outside.
Okay.
Danny Glover now finally gets to the bottom of the steps and like looks down the hallway and sees his partner's dead body.
Shoot.
Cut to Danny Glover with a throat scar.
Right.
And he's just like, I had you on your knees. And he's like, but you're running. You were running scared because we had you. And then he's kind of like, really like, I had you, like talking a little crazy.
Getting a little banana.
He's got some crazy eyes situation a little bit.
Yeah.
And we see now a guy watching the monitor of the shithole bathroom. And again, it's like the side of his face and it looks like Zep. And he has a clock next to him that's like counting down by the seconds. It's not a tick, tick, tick. It's like a digital with the seconds, and it's like 3:52.
The hour of 3:52, not 352 seconds.
The hour of 3:52.
Okay,
so
great.
He knows when it gets to 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And so inside, back to the shit bathroom, Cary Larry is like, okay, X marks the spot. That's what he said. Let's search the room again. So Adam, at this point, while he's not looking, puts that Polaroid like into the bathtub with that black plastic bag so he can't see. They're fucking bickering and shit. And you know, Cary Larry is like, we need to like help each other, you know, like da 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 da. And Adam finally is like, okay, yeah, how about this? Why don't we turn off the lights?
Okay. I said that.
You did. So Cary Larry does it. And behind him now, there's like a glowing X on the wall. And they're like, how do we not see that before? Like, what the fuck? And they're like, it must be glow in the dark paint. It's been like charged by the light.
Hey, I guess I'm a detective now, bitch.
So Cary Larry like, breaks the fucking wall with the saw handle. There's a box inside with a lock on it.
Okay.
And then they're like, the key from the envelope.
The key from the envelope didn't open my shackles, but I think it opens this box.
Well, ma'am, they try it and it does.
Woo! Ding, ding, ding.
Inside the box is a
Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
No, what's in the box? Spoiler alert. It's a cell phone. A cell phone. And they're excited.
Yeah. Let me make some calls.
2 cigarettes and the lighter. Adam is very excited about the cigarette. He's like, fucking give me a fucking cigarette.
Yeah.
Give me a cigarette.
Yeah.
And then
I hear you, man. I need a fucking smoke as well.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
But at the bottom, there's also a little note that says "Shh, doctor" on it. So doctor secretly looks at it, the little note, and it says, "The cigarettes are harmless, I promise. Smoking is only poisonous when it ends in bloodshed. Think about this. You don't need a gun to kill Adam." Adam is asking for a cigarette again. Question number 6. What do you do? What does Cary Larry do?
Okay. And he also has that gun. Is it still in the dead guy's hand?
Yes.
And there were bullets somewhere. A bullet.
A bullet that Cary Larry got in his envelope.
That he got in his envelope. Okay. 2 cigarettes. And then what was the other fucking thing in the box with the cigarettes? A lighter.
Cell phone.
Cell phone. Okay. I'm going to give Adam a cigarette. I'm going to hang on to the other cigarette. I'm going to light it for him. And I'm going to see if this cell phone works. Like, I'm going to see if it has... I mean, obviously, like, it's traced. Like, I'm not going to be able to just be like, help! 911? I know. But let's see what happens. Am I going to kill Adam? Like... Let's just do that for now. I just want information. I'm going to do this whole cell phone thing. I want to see what's going on. You don't have to, what did the note say? You don't have to shoot
You don't need
Adam
a gun to kill Adam.
You don't need a gun to kill Adam.
I'll read it again. Smoking is only poisonous when it ends in bloodshed. Think about this. You don't need a gun to kill Adam.
So you're going to light Adam on fire? Going to light Adam on fire. Let's just do it.
Point for you.
Okay.
He tries the phone as well, hand in hand.
Great. Cool.
He's like, let's call the police.
Yeah.
Hello? I'm
please.
in a shithole.
Yep.
Please save me in my brain house. But he calls, and basically it's like a weird beeping sound.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck, this phone is only set to receive calls, not to make them.
Sure. I knew there was going to be some sort of technical thing with that thing.
But then Cary Larry realizes, he's like, this has happened before, though. Like, that sound was familiar because it was like a weird, like, rear kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, last night after I finished at the hospital, he's like, I was walking in the parking garage. And so we're seeing this happen now. And he's like, I thought I was alone, but I like felt like someone else was there. And we see a moment of him kind of like stopping to like close and rub his eyes. And then like a camera flashes.
Okay.
And he drives his car up to like the exit of the parking garage. And we're basically there's one of those big mirrors, like circle mirrors to use as like a
reference for driving.
Yes.
I get it.
I guess it's just called a mirror. I was like, it's I'm trying to think of the word, but I was like, no, it's just a, that's like right above him. So we're kind of seeing it through there a little bit. He gets out. I don't know what the fuck kind of like hospital parking garage this was. It was very weird and like shitty and scary looking. I was like, is this just where like the employees park? Like, what the fuck is this? So basically there's like a sign on the door that says like locked after 10 p.m., like call extension 13 or something. So there's like a little box with a phone in it.
Okay.
So he stops his car there, gets out, goes to the telephone box and like pushes whatever extension 13, but there's a busy signal, like a regular busy signal.
Okay.
As that's happening in the mirror, we see his back door of his car slowly open.
No, always check your back seat. I always check my back seat for demons and monsters. And now I'll check for puppets as well.
Terrifying. Absolutely the most. It's up there with washing your face.
Yeah, for real.
Something's behind you. So he hangs up that phone and then tries his cell phone and he gets that beeping sound, that specific beeping sound.
On his cell phone?
On his cell phone.
Okay.
Yeah. And now we see someone like slow crawling out of his car and like crawling on the ground. And they're like in all red with like long, scraggly black hair.
No!
And Cary Larry's, you know, like trying to get service sort of thing, fucking standing around. And this fucking weirdo crawls around the car. And then we see that it's fucking Pig Mask.
Fucking Pig Mask. Oh my God.
And he comes around the car and then attacks him. And like, cut to black. That's it. He's attacked. Goodbye.
Okay. Yeah.
Movie over. Back to the shit room. And he says, that thing was waiting for me, basically. And then he's asking, he asks Adam, like, how did he know to turn the lights off? And, you know, Adam's like, I fucking whatever, you know, and like, he's like, you're a terrible liar. Like, what else are you not telling me?
I mean, I knew to turn the fucking lights off and I'm a fucking idiot.
How did you know?
Oh, because I had a note that you didn't see. I had a note you didn't see. That's why.
And so Adam's not telling him that.
Adam's not
but
telling him.
But he can tell he's lying. So now they're like not trusting each other, you know, more.
Yeah, I didn't tell you about that note you can't see. Okay, I see.
And so, you know, he's like, what else are you not telling me? And then Adam's kind of being a dick. Like, he's like, well, on my 6th birthday, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And so then they're like bickering and shit. And finally, Adam pulls out the Polaroid and he throws it at Cary Larry. And he's like, here. Like, here. And he's like, you know, basically, like, I thought that he wasn't showing him to, like, save his own life because basically Cary Larry's job right now is to kill him.
Right.
I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
he heard him say that because it was on the
Yeah,
recording that they both listened to. Okay.
But basically, it seems like Adam didn't want to show him. Like he was like, why didn't you show me this before? And he's like, I couldn't. I'm sorry. And it seemed like he was doing it out of the kindness of his heart, and it seemed serious, genuine. So
Okay.
I don't know. That was me just reading the acting a little bit, so it's like hard to say exactly, but that's, I don't know.
Interesting.
I assumed he wasn't doing it for the or other reason, but of course I'm always trying to stay alive, so
Sure.
who knows?
Sure.
But Cary Larry now sees this and loses it a little bit and starts like screaming at the camera and the wall. And then he's like, because now he's like, obviously he knew his wife and daughter were quote unquote in trouble. Like, so the tape player said, you know what I mean? But now he has proof.
Now he has proof.
So he's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and he's like, okay. Like, what do I need to do? And at this point, like, Adam's kind of just like sat in the corner with like his hands in his head. So he's not watching. And now Cary Larry's like, okay. Like, you know, and then he remembers. And we start to hear this voiceover. You don't need a gun to kill Adam. From that part. And then from the other part, when that much poison is in your blood, the only thing to do is shoot yourself. Question number 7, what do you do? What does he do?
Cary
Larry. Adam's not looking.
There's something psychological here. I feel like... But what does Cary get out of Adam dying? That's what I can't figure out. Other than like, I solved the puzzle. Let me out. First prize is letting me out.
I mean, I think that was basically the deal. Like, if you kill Adam,
I'll let you out.
and your wife,
win.
like your wife and kid will be okay.
Okay, I just didn't know
like,
if that was like explicitly said. You know what I mean?
I mean, straight up, they were like, otherwise you'll be in this is like your tomb or something. I don't know. Let me go.
Okay.
I'll read it to you again so we can, just to be clear. Let's find it. If you don't kill Adam by 6, then Allison and Diana will die. And I'll leave you in this room to rot.
Okay. Yeah, that was several hours ago. So, wow. And my brain house is really, you know.
I know. This one's very specific to some things that have been mentioned that require your brain house. I know you're in a tough position right now.
This is what I talked about while you went to the bathroom. I said, okay, my job in escape rooms, you'll appreciate this. I'm not the puzzle solver. I'm not the brains. I'm the boss. I delegate. I organize. Like, that's what I do in an escape room. And right now, I'm having to be the brains, and I'm realizing that knock, 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 my brain house is empty. Okay. Is he gonna like convince him to kill himself? Like, use psychology? Like, the poison in his blood is he kind of wants to die anyway. Because I don't have a syringe. I don't have. Is it gonna make him drink the poop water? They're still shackled, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think he's going to try and convince him to kill himself. Just be like, you may as well do it. And I guess me too.
How's he going to kill himself?
With the gun. I'm going to give him a bullet. I'm going to give him the bullet that I had. But then he might shoot me. But then what does he get from shooting me? His instructions weren't to kill me. My instructions were to kill him. What were his instructions?
How are you going to get the gun?
Because I can't reach the body.
The body's just in like a pool of blood.
I hate you.
I mean,
I
we
feel
can
like
go with
such
that.
an idiot. Yeah, I'm going to get the gun and put the bullet in it and then pass it to Adam and be like, just kill yourself. Just, what do you have to lose? Nothing. Just kill yourself.
100% 0 points. I mean, if you're going to go through with getting the gun and putting the bullet in, you may as well shoot him your fucking self.
But then he was all like, you don't need a gun to do it. So I thought I had to be fucking sneaky about it.
You don't need a gun to do it. Because there's so much pooled blood full of poison by you. So he takes one of the cigarettes and dips it into the dead guy's poisoned blood.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you fucking kidding me? Jigsaw thinks he's so, like, cute. Like, he's just like, look at all my fun little puzzles I made. Like, you're just a nerd. He's just a nerd.
He's a real scrote monster.
Oh, my God. I'm going to make a really cool puzzle. I have friends, Jigsaw. I have things to do. I don't have time for your dumb puzzles.
So are you saying that he's not invited to our Plaster of Paris night anymore?
He's uninvited.
Wow.
I just think he's kind of a... Wow. Nobody likes Jigsaw, okay? I'm just saying what everybody else is thinking.
Okay. Well, anyway.
100% 0 points.
You just gave a gun with a bullet in it to the guy.
I did. I can't. I'm the boss, not the brains. That's how I roll.
I really tried hard.
I know you did.
Tell you about the blood.
I know you talked about the blood. I heard you.
Okay. So he dips the fucking cigarette in the blood. The camera monitor is definitely watching that. And then Cary Larry turns the light off. And Adam's like, what the fuck? And now Cary Larry starts whispering to him. So it's pitch black and the monitor can't hear what he's whispering.
Okay.
Zepp can't hear it. We see that. Like, we see him trying to, like, it's definitely Zepp there. And he's, like, trying to fucking, like, what the fuck?
So it's Zepp. It's Zepp. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the lights go back on. And, basically they're like, oh, give me the cigarette, whatever, And Cary Larry throws at him the cigarette. Not the bloody one.
Not the bloody one. Okay.
Adam lights it and takes a couple drags, and it's like sweet, sweet nectarine,
nectarines
nicotine.
And nectar. Sweet, sweet nectarine cigarettes.
Sweet, sweet nicotine nectar.
I got it.
It's funny because nectarine is also a word. I didn't even fuck that up.
A word.
But technically, I was mixing up nicotine and nectar.
Nicotine and nectar. I got it. Yeah, it was great.
Wow, that's special. So he takes a couple drags at him, and then he stops and starts choking. And he's like, and like falls over dead.
Eric, also don't cut out that cough.
Shit. Too many coughs. The first time I've ever purposely coughed.
Literally, it's just because Eric just said it. It's so funny to me. Okay, so he starts coughing purposefully.
And Cary Larry now starts like yelling at the fucking camera and is like, I killed him. Like, like, where's my family? And then all of a sudden, Adam's body starts convulsing.
Sure.
And we hear like, zzz, and Adam is like, Jesus Christ. And he like gets up and he's like, I just got electrocuted. And Cary Larry, though, is basically like, stop, like, you're fucking it up, like, like, quit acting or whatever. And like, he doesn't believe that he got electrocuted, basically. But like, Adam's like, dude,
I did.
So basically, they tried to fake his death, and then Jigsaw was like, oh, we'll see if he's really dead, and electrocuted him. And was like,
I see now.
Seems like he's still alive.
Okay, I'm going to admit something to you. I literally, how long ago did you tell me that they turned the lights off and whispered to each other? Not even 30 seconds ago?
Yes.
Completely forgot.
Yeah. So that was what they did with the lights off. They hatched a plan.
God.
Cary Larry is like losing it and just like starts sawing the chain like furiously
Yeah.
and then just like throws the saw. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Or just like throws it down, you know. And then all of a sudden, Adam remembers everything now. I guess he electroshock remembered things.
Okay.
And he's like, fuck, I remember how I got here. So now we're watching this happen. He's walking down an apartment hallway into like a really kind of like dingy looking apartment, and he's listening to a Discman, I believe it looked like.
Okay.
And he's got like a big like fancy camera on his shoulder.
Okay.
One of the ones with like, you know, and then like the big flash atop
Sure.
it.
Yeah. You've never said that word before in your life,
That's
but
because I didn't mean to. I went to say attached at the top. I keep mixing my words together into
and then
real
putting
words.
together real words.
How cool. Never happens. I usually just make up fake words.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's the fancy camera.
Yeah.
He's a professional.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and then he goes into like another room in his house and he turns like a red light on. So it's like his dark room or whatever.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of like pictures hanging everywhere. And he takes one out and hangs up a picture of Cary Larry.
Of Cary Larry.
And then we see that there's a little peephole in the wall out to the hallway.
Okay.
So someone's probably watching him. Somebody's watching you. Cut to Adam waking up. Like he had basically like just fallen asleep at like the desk in his dark room.
Dark room.
But now it's like black dark.
Not red dark.
Not red dark. Like it's dark. And so he again is like.
This movie is just about finding a light switch. It's just the terrors of finding a light switch.
That was their log line, actually.
Yeah. That's great.
He finds the switch. Hooray!
Movie over.
Movie's over.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Shoot.
So then he grabs a fucking flashlight. The batteries are dead or something. And he hears a noise in the other room. Question number 8. What do you do? What does he do in the dark?
So my objective here, I hear someone outside. Yes?
You're still in the dark room.
Yeah.
And you hear someone like outside of this room. Yes. And clearly the electricity's out. And you're what's it? Doesn't work. Flashlight.
I'm going to take a picture with my camera to try to see who's in the other room and then also blind them. And we're going to do that together. Yeah! It's my first double ding of the game. Yeah!
Good job. He does the whole
host thing,
which really is the Saw thing that hosted.
Sure.
I think I've seen this in other movies though too. So tell us where this started. I don't know. But he leaves the darkroom, grabs the camera, and starts flashing the camera to try to see. And he's like, "Is someone there?" And he starts slowly walking around. And he's kind of like gets to the kitchen, and then he hears like a creepy, like electronic kind of laugh like behind him. And he turns and flashes, and fucking Jigsaw
the puppet?
The puppet is sitting in a chair. With his rosy cheeks.
His rosy cheeks. Fucking puppet. Okay.
And so Adam picks up a baseball bat and starts hitting Jigsaw.
Yeah.
Like,
that checks out. That checks out for me.
And then he hears another noise like in the closet. Question number 9. What do you do? What does he do?
Well, I got a baseball bat, don't I? But it's still dark.
You have both, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hand in hand. I'm going to open that closet and I'm going to be like, open flash bat! Open flash bat! Open flash bat!
Thank you.
Hand in hand.
So much. you're going to have to join again our Patreon. We're not trying to sell people on our Patreon. It's just the only place you can see what happens.
Did it work?
Point for him.
Point for him. Oh, open flashback doesn't work? Okay.
I mean, why don't you get the fuck out? Why don't you get the fuck out of your fucking apartment?
Right.
There is now a strange puppet.
Yeah.
With a maniacal laugh.
Yeah. You tricked
sitting
me.
in your living room.
Because in my
in
brain
the pitch
house, black. Yeah. In my brain house, I'm still shackled to a wall, but I'm not. This is a flashback in my apartment where I can leave.
Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. But he does open flashback. All right.
He does do open flashback. But that's nothing for Pig Mask.
Oh, Pig Mask. Wow.
So basically what we see is he like takes them both. He opens the door. It's pitch black. So he does the flash. And then it's just like, attack!
Pig Mask.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it was scary looking.
It was scary.
I bet it was real scary.
Back to shit room. It's 5:37.
Well, shit. By my calculations, you have 23 minutes
Good
left.
job.
Thank you.
The phone rings.
Hello?
Hello. Cary Larry answers.
Shit pool. May I help you? Who are you looking for?
It's his daughter. And she's like, Daddy. Oh. And she's crying and she's scared. And she's like, the bad man from my room is here.
Oh, God.
And she says that he has us tied up and he has a gun. And she's like, please come home, Daddy.
Oh, my God. Okay, so Jigsaw's trying to get him to appreciate his family. All right. I appreciate them.
And now we see with them is Zepp with a gun, kind of like doing that thing where you use the gun to brush the mom's like hair behind her ear.
Ew, that is so fucking douchey.
Fucking scrotum.
It's so scroty.
And then he puts the phone to wife's face. Mm-hmm. And she says to Cary Larry, is Adam there? The face you made is the same that Cary Larry did. He's confused as fuck. And she says, don't believe Adam's lies. He knows you. He knows all about you before today. Or he knew all about you before today. And then hangs up.
Are they fucking? Or is he a private detective? Is he a private detective?
So now Cary Larry like yells at the camera again. He's fucking angry, like falls to the ground crying. He's really having a tough time in his brain house.
Yeah.
And Adam's trying to be like, are they okay? Like, what's going on? And Cary Larry is like, my wife said not to believe you, that you knew me. Like, who are you?
Unless
and
the
he's
wife
like,
is being put up to it by Zip Zap Zop.
And Cary Larry's like, you're a liar. Tell me the truth. Mm-hmm. And Adam's like, I'm a liar. He's like, what did you actually do last night? Did you work at a hospital saving sick children? And Adam's like, your wife is right. And he's like, do you remember like a picture being taken in the parking lot? So now we go back to that moment of him kind of closing his eyes, like rubbing his eyes. And then the camera flashing and we see Adam is holding the camera in that parking garage.
Yeah.
And Adam says, I can prove you didn't go to a hospital. And then he grabs.
And you thought the parking garage was weird.
Fucking weird. Like I was like, what the fuck kind of hospital parking garage is this?
Okay.
And then Adam grabs the black plastic bag out of the shit tub. And inside it are photographs.
Okay.
And he throws them all at Cary Larry. And they're all pictures that Adam had taken of Cary Larry. Like,
okay,
him drinking coffee, him doing that, him at a cafe, like just all these things.
So he lied. There was more stuff in the bag.
Mm-hmm. And Adam's like, it's not the first time I've done it either, like taking pictures of Larry. He's like, I've been taking pictures of you for days. And basically he's like, I get paid to take pictures of rich guys like you who go to seedy motels to fuck their secretaries.
Oh, damn.
And he's like, last night I watched you leave your house and I followed you to the hotel. And then they're fucking like bitching at each other back and forth, just like blah, blah, blah. Cut to, we're like now seeing the scene of the hotel room. Basically at one point Adam's like, what did you do last night anyway? Because you got out of there pretty fast. So we see Cary Larry go into a hotel room. One of the student girls that he was talking to is in there. And she's the one who paged him.
Right.
And he was like, not okay with that. I guess they had like a set time and meeting or something like that. He was like, why would you page me when I'm home or whatever? So she like sits on the bed and starts like unbuttoning her shirt, and he like stops her and like just stops it.
Okay.
And is like going to leave, and then the phone rings. And she answers it and she's like, it's for you.
The like hotel room
The
phone?
hotel room phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Bring. And
Ring.
he gets on the phone and a voice says, I know what you're doing, doctor. So he hangs up, he leaves, go to the parking lot, the camera flashes, back to the shit room. Cary Larry is now asking who pays Adam to follow him.
Pays Adam. Okay.
And Adam's like, I don't fucking know. Some dude, he calls himself Bob, and he gives me the money up front. It's $200 a night.
It's not bad.
And then so Cary Larry's like, well, did you see what happened then? Like, you saw like the fucking car thing. And like, and Adam's like, no, I saw you get in the car. And then that was it. I left.
Oh, okay.
So he's like, I don't know anymore. He's like, the next thing I fucking know, I'm chained to this pipe. And so like, they're like, clearly, one of them is like, clearly that guy is the one who put us here. Like,
Right.
or Cary Larry is saying this. So like, what does he look like? And Adam's like, he's just a guy. Like, I don't know. Da, da, da. Like, he's like, what do you remember? And he's like a tall black guy with a scar on his neck. And Cary Larry is like, Detective Danny Glover?
Yeah.
And Adam's like, that guy is not a fucking cop. And Cary Larry's like, no, he was discharged from the force because he had a breakdown after his partner was killed. Oh. And he's become obsessed with me because he's convinced that I was involved. Like, he's fucking crazy.
And you said like what he was like speaking cuckoo bananas.
He was getting cuckoo bananas.
Okay.
But now they're bickering at each other because, like, I don't know, someone's a part of it. Da, 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 da. Like, you're cheating on your wife. And then Cary Larry's like, I did not cheat on her.
Well.
And Adam's like, I don't give a fuck if you cheated on her. Fucking 50, blah, blah, blah. Like, it doesn't matter. And then Cary Larry, like, falls to the ground, like, very unwell. And he's like, how did I get here? And he, like, literally, like, lays down. He's like, I had, like, a perfect life. Like, how did I get here? Cut to mom and daughter tied to the bed still, alone. Mom ends up being able to spit out the bandana thing, and she's like trying to comfort the daughter, and she's like, we need to be strong, like da da da. And she's like starting to try to like get her hands free a little bit. They're like behind her. Back to shit room. Adam's like sitting on the fucking floor or something and notices like one of the pictures, like, because they're kind of just sprued out at that point. I know that's not a word. You know what I'm saying?
I did.
And he notices one of the pictures in front of him. And he's like, wait, was someone else at your house last night? It's a picture of Zepp, like, peeking out the curtain window.
The curtain window.
And so he shows that picture to Cary Larry, and Cary's like, I fucking recognize him.
That's fucking Zip Zap Zap.
Zip Zap Zap. Now we like see Zip Zap Zap watching through the monitor. And Cary Larry starts like yelling at the camera, like, "You fucking bastard," in his weird American accent. That's exactly how he sounds. "You fucking bastard."
Where it's just like no actual American speaks that precisely.
It's something weird. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. I had a tough time. I love him, but
yeah,
it was tough.
Not everybody can do accents like us.
Like, it made it feel
schmackty.
The acting was tough in this.
Okay.
So, Adam now all of a sudden points and he's like, "Look, the clock is at 6 o'clock. We're out of time."
Shit.
And so Zip Zap Zap sees his clock. He turns off the monitor. Back in the mom and daughter room, the mom ends up getting her hands free. So, cut back to Zip Zap Zap. He loads a gun. Back to mom. She starts to like untie, like pulls the thing off her daughter and is gonna like untie her, but she sees the shadow of Zip Zap Zap coming back in. Mm-hmm. Question number 10: what do you do? What does she do?
Hand in hand, I'm gonna put the gag back in my daughter's mouth and be like, "Just pretend you're still just shh." And I'm gonna do the same for myself, so it looks like I'm still tied. And so that I have the element of surprise on my side, and she does the same thing, hand in hand. Yeah!
She puts the ties back on. Zip Zap Zap comes in, and he's like, "Time is up. I've got to do what I've got to do. But you don't have to be the one to tell Cary Larry that he failed." Fuck. Back to the shit room. The phone rings. Cary Larry's like, "Hello." He answers, and he's like, "Zap, you bastard. I know it's you." And then his wife is like, "You failed." And then she pushes the gun away and Zip Zap Zap onto the ground, and then she gets the gun. Question 11: what do you do? What does she do?
I'ma shoot that motherfucker in the face, right into his brain house. Hand in hand.
Point for you.
Yeah.
Shoot the motherfucker.
Yes. Shoot him right in the brain house.
And she's like, "Don't move. Stay on the ground. Give me the phone." And she gets on the fucking phone, and he's like slowly inching closer as she's talking to Larry. What? And like trying to be like, "Where are you? Like, we need you, da da da." And he's like, "I don't know. I'm in some room. Like, I'm so sorry." And then the daughter all of a sudden is like, "Mommy." And they both look at her. So at that moment, Zip Zap Zap grabs at her, and they start struggling and fighting over the gun. Mm-hmm. And so the gun shoots into the air, and they're still struggling. Another shot into the air. Danny Glover, across the street in his surveillance room, sees the flashes of the gun. So then he loads a gun. Mom and Zip Zap Zap are struggling. Cary Larry's on the other side of the fucking phone, just hearing screaming and
losing
like
his mind.
Gunshots.
Yeah.
She ends up grabbing a pair of scissors from like inside her underwear drawer and stabs Zip Zap Zap in the leg. At that moment, Danny Glover busts into the apartment, and Zip Zap Zap has like fallen on the ground now. So Danny Glover is like tells him to freeze, and they start having a bit of a shootout. So mom goes and unties daughter. Cary Larry again, just hearing
the whole thing,
all the gunshots, all the screaming. Mom and daughter run out. Danny Glover's gun like runs out of bullets or something, I think. So he tackles Zip Zap Zap. They have a struggle. Cary Larry's crying, losing it.
Yeah.
Zip Zap Zap picks up a vase and like breaks it on Danny Glover's head. So he's like a little like knocked out a bit.
Yeah.
Kind of falls over. Zip Zap Zap takes his own gun and goes looking for mom and daughter. And kind of yells like, I'm going to kill your husband now. And he is now limping, like, out of the place. Danny Glover reloads his gun and runs after. Cut to fucking Cary Larry's just, like, laying just on the ground. Like
a puddle of shit in the shit room.
Electrocuted. He starts convulsing and then, like, just lays down, not moving.
Fuck. There's
and then
so
it's
many
like
booby traps.
And then it's fast shot, fast shot, fast shot. Zip, zap, zap, driving. Danny Glover driving. Driving. Chasing, basically.
Yeah.
Adam screams now at Cary Larry to get up and, like, starts throwing things at him because he's like, I fucking need you. Like, what do you, like, you can't be dead.
Like what you do with shoes when I'm snoring.
Exactly the same. Except less anger, more desperation out of being alone.
Right.
Cary Larry finally wakes up and he's like, I was just electrocuted. So now he, like, believes the electrocution and they both have electrical fucking
support
ankles.
Group time.
Now it's fast shots, cars. They get to the warehouse, zip, zap, zap, and gets to the warehouse. He limps inside, I think maybe a sewage plant of some sort. I don't know. There's one sign about sewage.
Okay.
Cary Larry is just like, starts pulling at the chains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, and then
so desperate.
The fucking phone rings. We see Danny Glover is, like, now following zip, zap, zap into the warehouse thing. Fucking Cary Larry in his upsettedness, like, had thrown the phone, like, out of reach.
Cary Larry! Fuck.
Fucking zip, zap, zap's, like, going down a ladder or whatever, and then Danny Glover goes down the ladder, and then, like, zip, zap, zap starts shooting at Danny Glover. Back to Cary Larry. He's just crying and, like, trying to reach the fucking phone.
Wesley!
And Adam's like, calm down. Like, there must be a way out. And Cary Larry's like, shut up. My family needs me. And he starts just, like, screaming and losing it and pulling on the fucking chains. Zip, zap, zap is running. Danny Glover's following. Adam's trying to calm, like, Cary Larry, but he is losing his fucking mind. He needs to get that fucking phone. Question 12. What do you do? What does he do?
Cary or Adam?
Cary Larry.
Okay, I've been wanting to do this. I am going to grab that hacksaw and I'm going to use it as an arm extender to pull the phone towards me. Hand in hand.
Point for you.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great thing to try.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't? He just continues to freak out?
Takes off his shirt. And I think he's going to use the shirt to do the grabby thing as well.
Yeah.
But then he just wraps it around his leg and starts sawing his fucking foot off.
That is a terrible idea.
Adam starts screaming. Zip, zap, zap, and Danny Glover fucking running through the pipe hallways. Danny Glover ends up tackling him. They have a big struggle. They do this weird thing where, like, Danny Glover's, like, holding Zip, zap, zap from behind. Mm-hmm. And, like, he, like, slams him against the wall and, like, so basically Zip, zap, zap's still holding onto the gun.
Uh-huh.
Danny Glover's holding him from behind, and they're both trying to, like, struggle for that gun.
Uh-huh.
So there's some, like, cutting back and forth, but I'm just going to tell you what happens at one part and then the other.
Okay.
So they're both holding the gun and struggling it. And basically Zip Zap Step starts, like, kind of lowering himself and, like, holding the gun up and starting to, like, point it a little bit back, and the gun shoots. Yeah. Uh-huh. Zip Zap Step falls, and we see that Danny Glover's been shot in the chest.
Uh-huh.
And falls down dead.
Smart. I mean, sort of. Yeah. Danny Glover's dead.
So now Cary Larry is sawing, Adam's screaming, and then idiot. He throws the bloody saw away. He's done it.
He did it? Okay.
He grabs the bullet. Question number 13. What do you do? What does he do?
He grabs the bullet? He's okay. May I assume that I am unshackled at this point? Unshackled. But sans foot.
You are sans foot.
And I grab the gun. I grab the bullet. And then I'm gonna go get the gun from the dead guy and grab the phone. It's not still ringing, I guess.
I think they've hung up. So
yeah, okay. So but I'm still gonna grab the phone. Okay. He's gonna shoot at him, or like threaten to shoot at him. I am going to shoot the lock on the door and try to get out that way. All sans foot.
What are you doing?
We're both going to grab the gun and put the bullet in it. Cary Larry is going to shoot at him or like threaten to shoot at him. I am going to shoot the lock on the door to get out with the bullet.
So wait, he's doing what?
Threatening to shoot at him. Because he's like, if I shoot you, then my family's free.
Point for you.
Okay.
He takes the bullet, crawls to the gun, puts in the bullet. Adam's like, no, I'm begging you, no. Cary Larry points the gun at Adam.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have to die. And Adam's like, no, I want to live. And Cary Larry's like, I'm sorry, my family, pulls the trigger.
So didn't I get it right?
No, because he shoots him. Threatening to shoot him and shooting him are two very different things.
Okay, fair enough.
You kept saying both, and I was like, okay, I'll give you half a point. I actually wrote half a point first and then changed it.
Okay.
Because you kept saying both, and I was like, he says this or this, this or this. And I was like, so what does he do?
Yeah. Okay. So he shoots, but he pulls the trigger.
He pulls the fucking trigger.
Him. Okay.
Yeah. Adam falls to the ground, dead. Cary Larry cries and screams. And then
this guy
yells at the fucking camera, and he's like, I did it!
Game over!
Show them to me! Mom and daughter are like at the neighbor's house or something, like calling the police. They're okay.
Okay.
At this point, the fucking shithole bathroom door opens.
Right.
It's fucking zip zap zap.
Yeah.
And he looks around like, a lot has changed since last I've been here.
Yeah. A lot of you've accomplished a lot.
Cary Larry is now like lost a lot of blood. It's very pale.
Just about to say losing a lot of blood.
And he crawls over to Zip Zap Zap and he's like, you bastard, I'll kill you. And he like is just, he can't, like, he's army crawling everywhere.
Yeah.
So he even like grabs the gun. Like, obviously there's no bullets in it, but he just does that thing where he's just like shooting at him, you know, like he's just very upset.
He's just losing his mind.
Zip Zap Zap goes over to Adam's body and like kicks it. Nothing happens. He holds up the gun to Cary Larry and it says, you're too late. And Cary Larry's, but why? And Zip Zap Zap says, it's the rules.
Because it was past 6.
And then Adam grabs Zip Zap Zap's leg and pulls him to the ground. And they struggle, like, they're kind of like next to the toilet area. They struggle for the gun, like shooting in the air. They drop the gun and Adam is now like on top of him. Mm-hmm. What does he do? What do you do? Question 14.
Picks up the top of the toilet seat and smashes it over his head, hand in hand. I remembered that fucking toilet top. I fucking remembered it. I may have forgotten everything else, but I remembered that fucking toilet top. Yay!
Good job.
I kept one fact in my brain from the very beginning.
Hey, it fucking paid off.
Yeah.
There was a lot of facts to put in your brain house. This was a good one, ma'am.
Thank you.
Adam fucking punches him and then is like fucking losing it, like literally picks up the toilet top and then like fucking is like,
yeah.
He hits forever. He's a fucking Sammy in that situation.
Fucking Sammy. Yeah.
He hits forever.
Nice.
Like to the point of Cary Larry needing to like army crawl over to kind of like stop him a little bit.
Why?
He's dead. You know, eventually he's fully dead, and Adam now like.
And now we need to like move on with our life. Like
Yes.
we need to do the next thing. I see. Okay.
Adam is hurt though. He clearly was like shot in the shoulder. So like once he puts it down and the adrenaline's gone, he's like,
Ow.
Cary Larry's like, you're gonna be all right. It's just your shoulder. And he's like, I have to get help, or he's like, I'm gonna bleed to death. And he's like, very pale.
Yeah. So he's sans blood, if you will.
Basically a ghost. And is having trouble speaking too. And Adam's like, don't leave me. And Cary Larry starts to crawl out. And he's like, don't worry, I'll bring someone back, I promise. And he like gets to the door, and Adam's like yelling for him. And so Cary Larry looks back, and Adam's like, we're going to be okay? And Cary Larry says, I wouldn't lie to you. And then he crawls out the door.
Why didn't you send the guy with 2 feet out the door? You're both hurt.
Adam's still fucking stuck to the goddamn pipe.
Stuck to the goddamn pipe. Oh my God. Okay.
So, with that problem at hand, question 15, what do you do? What does he do?
I'm going to search the body for some keys for realsies. I'm assuming there's no hacksaw to be reached. Mine's broken.
Yours is broken. Cary Larry's is on Cary Larry's side.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to search for some keys. We're both going to search for some keys. Then,
I'm just going to...
I already have the...
You're both going to search for some keys. That's
Oh,
what he
okay,
does.
great. Okay, great.
I'm just going to stop you
I thought I had
there.
to do more. Yeah,
No.
great. Thank you.
Great idea.
Yeah.
So he starts looking through all of Zip Zap Zup's pockets. He finds his wallet, nothing, da-da-da-da. He's like only using one arm, you know. And he's like, key. And then he finds something. It's a tape player. And he pushes play.
Okay.
Hello, Mr. Hindle. Or as they call you around the hospital, Zip Zap Zap. I want you to make a choice. And then now we're seeing like a flashback to Zep in the hospital. And it says, and mom finding like the sheet person like in the daughter's room. Mm-hmm. And it says, there's a slow acting poison coursing through your system, which only I have an antidote for. Cut to Zip Zap Zap like coughing while he's watching the monitor. Mm-hmm. Will you murder a mother and her child to save yourself? Cut to like Zip Zap Zap saying like, Dr. Gordon's time is up to the wife. Mm-hmm. Listen carefully. If you will, there are rules.
Oh, shit.
Cut to Cary Larry like being like, why do you have to do this? And Zip Zap Zap saying, it's the rules.
Fuck.
So, as was mine, Adam's mouth is agape.
Agape. Yeah, so Zip Zap Zop is not Jigsaw. Jigsaw is a
puppet.
Not Zep, is a puppet. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so Zip Zap Zop was just a victim like the rest of us.
So he's like, what the actual fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't see this coming like at all. I'm not going to lie. Like I was very much like, huh? And then slowly behind him in the middle of the floor, the OG dead body starts to get
Stop it!
just like slow turns and looks with just like a mouth agape. And that guy like rips off his fake head wound and stands up. And he says to Adam,
I just drooled. I forgot to close my mouth and I just drooled.
And then his mouth is agape, and then my mouth is agape, and then all our mouths are agape. He says to Adam, the key to that chain is in the bathtub. And then we kind of have that little flashback of like
the thing going
being
down
pulled
the
out
drain.
and the little blue light like floating down the drain. And Adam just looks at him, and then we start to have like a voiceover. And this is like when Zepp is saying, he's a very interesting person. His name is John. It's Zepp at the hospital talking about the patient in that bed.
Yeah.
And then we hear like Dr. Larry being like, he has an inoperable frontal lobe tumor. And then it's like flashback to Danny Glover holding a gun to Douche Cape. And Douche Cape being like, I'm sick from disease eating away at me inside.
Right.
Sick of people who don't appreciate their blessings.
Yeah.
And we're also like now seeing a clip of like Cary Larry working at his computer, like when his family needs him, and his wife not kissing him back.
Ooh.
And then it's just like the voice of like the sinister voice being like, hello, Mark, Paul, Amanda,
Gosler,
Zepp, Adam, Dr. Gordon. And then it's just the Jigsaw puppet saying, wanna play a game? So now all of this has happened. This man has stood up in front of you. You are Adam. Question 16, what do you do? What does he do?
I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I am so tired. I'm chained. I saw the key go down the drain. Did I not?
I don't think you saw it, but it's not what you're going to do. So if that
okay.
helps.
Okay.
It's more of an immediate action.
Is he gonna fucking... Oh, my God.
I know. It's because you only have that one thing in your brain house.
I know.
There's so many other things.
I know. Can you give me a clue? Give me a clue.
He picks up something that's near him.
The toilet bowl seat and throws it at him.
Hand in hand?
Yeah. Yeah.
So sorry, 0 points.
No points. Yeah. 100% 0 points. Yep.
Adam grabs Zip Zap Zap's gun that he had
because there's
gotten out
bullets
of his hand,
in that.
and there's bullets in that one.
Oh, there's bullets in that gun. I forgot there were bullets in that gun. I was thinking about guns, and I said there's no bullets in it. But I forgot. Another gun.
You know
Not
what?
fair.
It's okay because he grabs the gun, points it at John, and John pushes a little button and electrocutes Adam.
Okay.
So it didn't work anyway. So you don't have to feel that bad.
Okay, thank you.
And then it's just like quick flashes of like everything that's happened in the movie because it's all like 7.
Coming
we're
together.
figuring it out.
Yeah.
Our mouths
It's
are
as if it's
agape.
a piece of the jigsaw puzzle.
To now Adam is like just like hurt on top of Zip Zap Zap's body, but alive. And patient John, not dead body, is starting to walk out of the bathroom. And we hear the voiceover of, most people are so ungrateful to be alive. Or I guess this is him saying it. Maybe not a voiceover.
Sure.
This is his voice.
Sure. Yeah.
And he turns off the light in the bathroom and says to Adam, "Not you. Not anymore."
Oh, you philanthropist. You humanitarian, you.
And he starts to like grab the door as Adam's like screaming and like reaching for him. And he just says, "Game over," and slams the door shut. And now it's like total blackness. And Adam just like screaming like, don't leave me. And like the credits start to go as we just hear like him screaming.
This fucking asshole. Also, I just figured out why it's called a jigsaw puzzle. There's something called a jigsaw, I believe, and you are able to cut like this or like this. So you're able to make squiggly shapes. So you would need that to cut the pieces.
Right.
Tell me if I'm right in our next
We'll find out in our postmortem.
Wow, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I failed the escape room.
Let me add
My
up your
favorite
points.
weapon is a toilet seat.
And then we'll talk because I have so much to say.
Hi, Sammies.
So we heard a rumor that you're not signed up for our awesome Patreon yet.
What? Where are you getting your bone con then?
It's cool. It's fine. You can still subscribe. Just hit the link in the show notes or search for us on Patreon. We're right there.
We've got all kinds of bone con.
That's bonus content.
We've got mini-sodes, postmortems, and Q&As, all live stream. Polls, prizes, merch, and just a general smorgasbord of KKSAM.
So join us.
Or else.
Okay. So this was the thing that I had to put a poll in Patreon about.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, how should I rate Adam and Cary Larry at the end of this movie for Dead or Alive?
Oh, okay.
And I agree. I think it was like 5-2 or something. People said they're both alive.
Because when the movie is over, they're both
Technically,
alive.
yeah. When the credits roll, they're alive. So you got 4 out of 7 for Dead or Alive.
Okay.
Questions, you got 19.5 out of 32.
Fuck off.
For a total out of 39 points, 23.5.
I'm crawling down the hallway, army style, with no foot. Sans blood.
Your brain house is
Empty.
lost its brain.
Yeah. Yep. It is a vacant house.
I loved it so much.
It sounds so. One of the reasons that I haven't watched it is because somebody once told me that it was just gore. Porn.
Yes. That's
And
why
I
I've avoided the whole series because that's what I heard too. And I hear that they kind of maybe start to turn into that a little bit like as it goes on.
Mm-hmm. But maybe the original one there was a purity to it.
Yeah. And this is more of like a thriller, figure it out kind of thing. So I don't know, like we can watch some more and see. That's why I was surprised, and also maybe a little more desensitized now, but
yeah,
it wasn't that even gory.
No,
I've definitely seen worse shit than what happened in here,
for sure.
Like,
wow, it sounded great. I really wish that I
also there's really interesting things that I can't describe as well. I recommend watching it because I thought there was some cool directing shit that happened, just the way they transition from scenes and stuff like that, and me just being fast, doesn't quite give the full picture.
Hey, you did great. I totally got it.
So there are cool that kind of movement thing and stuff like that happens. I would recommend watching it. But I was blown away. I was not expecting it at all. It truly surprised me. Somehow I've made it this long without knowing what the fuck happens, and I was so happy I didn't.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks, Bernsey.
So the other thing. So clearly, talk about someone fucking writing a fucking movie for themselves to act in, and it blowing the fuck up. I am so like I don't think I realized that that's kind of what happened. So like James Wan and Leigh Whannell like met in like film school or something like that. But Leigh Whannell, I think, was definitely trying more the acting thing,
Right.
And so they made the short, and then he wrote the feature. And like I said, they were going to self-produce, and then it blew up. Yeah. And ended up getting financed. But I had a tough time throughout being like, is the acting not that great? Or is it the dialogue that's not that great? I will say it was mostly between Cary, Larry, and Leigh Whannell.
Yeah.
They both felt a little struggly.
Yeah. And with Cary, it's like, that makes me feel like it's a dialogue issue.
Or because his weird fucking accent voice, like maybe he can't act the same like in his American accent. I don't know. Something was weird about
like,
his
just
shit.
let him have a British accent.
Yeah, that's very true.
Who cares?
But yeah, it was a little bit. But like other people, I thought were like, I thought Danny Glover was great.
Yeah.
Or like in comparison, I don't know. I didn't notice him, so like therefore, I think he was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
A real up and comer, Danny Glover.
But it was super interesting because it is like they do the credits and everything, and then at the like it's all the actors, you know, and then it's like introducing Leigh Whannell.
Leigh Whannell. Interesting.
Which is why he does like put himself like in lots of like he's in like Insidious, like and like a bunch of other stuff.
Listen, more power. Like as an actor, more power to you. Way to put yourself in shit. But it does make me realize I'm way more critical of people's acting than you are, which tells me that I'm going to be just wanting to empty out my brain bucket every piece of dialogue he says. I mean, my brain house. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be tough for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially now that you know the story.
Yeah.
Still thought it was great, though. I think it's worth a watch.
Oh, totally.
But I thought that was super interesting, and just like that thing of like, you know, no one's gonna hire you, so like make it your fucking self. And they like fucking did it, and now like they're like James Wan is like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, kind of an inspiring, awesome story, to be honest. And I was very impressed to learn that.
I needed to hear that story. Thank you.
Just like what they've done with it all is amazing.
That's awesome. Thanks for telling me that story, Bernsey.
So, gosh, I was so excited to tell you. I just couldn't. Couldn't fucking wait.
You did such a great job. Like, an iconic movie, and you did a fucking phenomenal job, Bernsey.
Thank you so much. I was so excited for the end. I was like, I can't wait to tell her. Yay! So, cool. Great. Thank you guys so much for listening. We so appreciate it. We love everyone so much.
Follow
check
us
the show
at
notes
KKSAM
for
Podcast.
all the things. Yes.
Sorry, I cut you off. You say it. Yeah.
Check the show notes for all the things we talked about in the beginning.
Yep. And follow us at KKSAM Podcast. Join our Facebook group, Sammy Stay Alive Maybe, and our Patreon.
This has been Kim and Kat Stay Alive.
Maybe.
So until next week,
stay alive!
Put a ghost in me. I'm done.